Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. This is our Tuesday show, but it's Monday. Sorry, Jack. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I hear you.
We do have quite a few interesting things to cover tonight, though, and I don't know if you saw the stuff that I sent you, or you've been paying attention to Twitter.
No, I just got home. I've been out all day. Sorry.
No, you're cool. I'm actually glad that way you get we get your first impression of this stuff. I spent the last hour arguing with that retard Ufio because he doesn't understand words.
Well, I mean, I've seen his interactions with people, and I think that's underselling it. Are we sure that English is his first language?
I'm not, honestly. We're literally in the middle of an argument about what a sentence means in Federalist 46 because he can't fucking read.
No, he just doesn't want it to mean what it means.
It's painful. And I don't know why I'm engaging the idiot. I really do need to stop again. Maybe this will be the last I talk to him for a while. Let him just stew there because it's funny when that happens. It's just, I can't understand people who are that goddamn dumb.
Well, a lot of times it's willful. You know, they don't want to acknowledge that there's that they're wrong. Because sometimes for some people that is the hardest thing to do.
Dangerous says, stop arguing with a moron. He drags down to his level and beats you with experience. He doesn't, though. That's the thing. This is why I do engage with it. I like being mean to stupid people like this.
Yeah, he just sort of flails around.
Yeah. And it's fun for me. It's a good distraction. It's almost like a video game, really.
That's just the most retarded thing I've heard in a long time.
It is. It's just a way to spend some free time arguing with an idiot. I'd like to argue with smarter people, but they're smart enough not to argue with me.
Yeah, well,
is that too conceited?
No, because people figure out, generally speaking, that it's a lost cause. They're either going to somebody's going to change their mind, or nobody's going to change anything. And if you're too entrenched, then usually they move on and find somebody else to argue with.
And I think that's a horrible thing, because we should be able to have dialogue where we do disagree. And it's fine if the people involved, the people who tend to get into the arguments, are usually entrenched. But there are people watching and listening who may change their mind. And that's how things should be done, instead of people being shamed into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but unfortunately, we have a culture where if you don't agree with me immediately, you're a monster, and the name calling comes out, and then it's lazy and boring.
Oh, we're going to get into some name calling later. Adam and Sitch, Adam Friended, if you guys know who he is. I've known him for a long time on the internet, and I like Adam. I don't know Sitch well enough to say whether I like him. Stitch. Is it Sitch or Stitch? Somebody help me out here. The S guy. We'll just call him the S guy. Adam and I have always gotten along well, and he tweeted out a video of somebody responding to them responding to him. I know it's a big Inception thing, but we're going to take a look at the video that they watched later, and the guy involved, Jack, I'm going to do my best to only go after his points, but Jesus fucking Christ. You can't blame me for the insults I'm going to throw, okay? I'm just
getting I'm just not going to, it's not going to matter, because I'm going to fuck with you.
Well, just for a heads up on this, Jack, I'm going to put him on the screen. All right? This is how he chooses to look all the time.
What?
This is the guy we're going to be looking at. This dude has 100,000 followers, and he looks like he just woke up in a dumpster.
Is he wearing a shirt? Is that a sweater, or is he just hairy?
It's a sweater, I'm pretty sure.
Shroom said he's in the hospital again. Are you okay, dude?
Shroom, you all right? And by the way, hi, Miss Nuts. How you doing, sweetheart? Now, before, go ahead.
Hang on, before we get too far. Thank you, Chaos1X. So I've thought long and hard about the representation argument about characters. If you can't see yourself in my writing worlds, ask yourself why you won't survive. Otherwise, identify with character, not appearance. No, it's about appearance.
Yep.
It's shallow, dumb people, and their desperate need to feel like they're included in everything, even fiction.
And yes, Pirates, I did see that Trump is being charged with 34 felonies. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Functional, before the show started, let us know it's his birthday. So, Dr. Functional, this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dr. Functional. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great one, my friend. I really, really do. Somebody hit us up right at the end of the show last night telling us, I forgot the name.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot who it was.
Somebody in chat know who it was, or are you here? Because we saw it right as I was ending the show.
Yeah, literally, he had hit like end stream, and I was like, "Oh, it's a birthday."
Yep. And I feel bad about that because I do enjoy the singing to the people for their birthdays.
Yeah, your voice sounds a little scratchy today. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just think I talked way too much yesterday.
Yeah, I talk too much. Blah blah blah.
No, JB, it was not Hugh Janus. It wasn't. I just don't remember the name.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. All right. I don't really have anything to say other than let's talk about it. Was it Jay? Jay. Yes, that sounds right. Jack, does Jay sound right to
you? Maybe. Hold on, I'm looking.
I'm pretty sure it was Jay. I think Nuts is right here.
Nuts is usually right.
So, Jay, hopefully you're listening. Sorry we missed you last night. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you. Sorry we missed it at the end of the show. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. I really do. All right, Jack, we got to talk about YouTube prank videos.
Oh, yes, it was Jay. It was Jay 2023. YouTube prank videos.
Yeah.
You mean those stupid, unfunny things that people think are hilarious for some reason, but they aren't pranks? They're just people being assholes?
It's almost like you know what the story's going to be without me even doing it.
Because that's every fucking prank video on YouTube. Well,
this
in the last, like 7 or 8 years.
This one has a different ending.
Of course.
You know, I guess we should go to the beginning of this. Here, let's see. Okay, we'll come to the beginning.
Learning more about what led to a shooting inside the food court at Dulles Town Center.
Alan Colley is accused of shooting a 21-year-old man in the stomach yesterday afternoon. Tonight, he's in jail.
So this is the guy who shoots a YouTuber.
This guy shot a YouTuber?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I get it.
Police making the arrest. You can see the suspect on the ground as police move in and find a gun on the ground.
That's just a prank, bruh.
It's just a prank.
The guy on the ground here is the shooter, not the shootee. The victim, I guess, is the word you'd use there, right?
Is he a victim, though? Because you said pranks were involved, and that makes me think there's no victim here.
Yeah, as you can imagine, it was a scary scene. With shoppers running quickly to safety, Dulles Town Center was closed for the rest of Sunday, but tonight it is back open for business.
Probably feels quite a bit different, though, after all of that. Today, our Matthew Torres.
I love that. It probably feels different after the shooting.
Not really. I don't know. Are prices cheaper after shooting?
We got the after shooting sale.
I've been at a mall when there was a shooting and people just run around like retards for a little while, and then the cops show up and everything calms down and you get a bunch of people rubbernecking at the scene. But otherwise, people kind of return to what they were doing, or they go home.
I spoke to the victim's family, and Matthew, did they say what may have caused all of this?
Thank you, Corey. Hey, Monkey, hope you got a laugh out of the video I sent. I know Jack would. Oh, damn, now I have to remember what it was. For the record, I did this to Jack, yesterday, right? Where you're like, did you see the video? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure which one it was.
Real quick, thank you.
Oh.
Cool, that's me. Too bad it takes so long to die of a gut shot. Yeah, oh my god, that would be a horrible way to go, because gut shots, that's a slow death.
By the way, Corey, I did want to mention this, the video you sent me. Watch the last 10 minutes of our show last night. We went over that video. It's the video with the guy. It didn't work because he didn't have a head.
Yeah. That comedian's pretty funny. I was watching some of his other videos.
That shit was hilarious.
I thought so. We contaminated a crime scene because necromancy requires a lot of glitter.
Use a lot of glitter.
Well, Leslie, to be clear, this is still under investigation by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, but according to the victim's family, he was creating some sort of a prank video for his YouTube page and interacting with the suspect when he was shot.
All right, so there's the gist of it. He's in the middle of trying to do one of his YouTube videos. Yes?
Okay.
You want to see the kind of videos this wonderful young man does? His name is Tanner Cook. Go ahead.
This is going to piss me off, isn't it? Because it already makes it sound like this guy was just one of those assholes that goes up and like grabs people's phones. Oh, it's just a prank, bro.
Nah. This is even better than that. This is even better than that. Because hang on, let me get this. Why? There we go. Nope, that's not how I want to do this. I don't understand how the sharing works here. If I don't take it down and share it this way, then I can't switch between the tabs, which really bothers me. And all right, so this is in the middle of one of his prank videos. It's called Taking People's Groceries Prank. Seriously. I'm going to turn down the volume some because there's a lot of background noise.
What an a-hole.
Ooh, that's still horrible. There we go.
This is my stuff. What happened? This is my stuff. Excuse me? This is my stuff. Say it one more time. This is my stuff. What do you mean? I buy this. No. Wait. What's going on?
Can you imagine this guy got shot?
Yeah. No, I'm surprised he doesn't get his ass kicked on a regular basis, honestly. This is not a prank. This is just you stealing stuff.
Yes. It's just theft. And all of his videos are stupid shit like this. His latest one is pretending to be a Target employee. And it's bad. At one point, he's in the mall for some reason, asking people, hey, this is going to be my first day at Target. Do you have any recommendations for you? And a security guard comes to him and tells him he can't be filming in there. And she's getting madder and madder at him. So what does he do? He keeps encouraging the shit. I don't understand how he hasn't been shot yet. I'm not saying that you should get shot for this kind of stuff. I'm saying if you get shot for this kind of stuff, I'm not surprised. This isn't a prank. This is being an asshole.
Yeah. I hate these so-called prank videos. Hey, will you replace the pinned message with the one Dangerous just dropped? Because he deleted the other one.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yes, I will. There we go. I didn't even notice. Thank you.
Yep.
And thank you for dropping the links there, Dangerous.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, I'm not saying this guy deserves to be shot, but with things like that, you're literally stealing from somebody. And if you got shot doing that, I would be like, yeah.
What'd you expect? I'm with you, Spud. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Exactly. Metal Minister, thank you. Does he get his butt kicked repeatedly? That's why he looks like that, like his parents were related. He does kind of look like his parents were related.
That family tree don't fork.
Not very well at all. I forgot the name of the his name is Tanner Cook. I forgot the name of the YouTube channel. Hang on, let me get it in case anybody's. I'm not putting the link because I'm not linking this fucking piece of shit.
No, well, his name is Tanner. I'm sorry. That's an occupation, not a name. That's a last name. That's like being named like Kowalski Smith.
The name of the channel is Classified Goons, if anybody wants to check it out.
Jesus Christ. They even have goon in their name.
What kind of prank was he doing at the time that provoked that armed response, asked the anonymous gamer? I don't know. And I haven't been able to find anywhere that says what they were doing. The news article the news clip that we watched, that guy goes in and he talks to Tanner's dad. And Tanner's dad says that, yeah, he was recording a video for his channel. So he was probably doing something really stupid and annoying somebody.
Yeah, and the dude that he was that had shot him looked like one of those slightly downsy trailer crowd. You know, not like the normal trailer people that have jobs and stuff, but like the guy that doesn't do anything except trade in games at GameStop.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with somebody like that. Not just to fuck with him.
No, because the guy looks like he smells like pee and probably has very little to live for.
He looks like the kind of guy that if he approached a woman in a parking lot, she'd just start screaming.
Yeah, understandably so, because I'd be like, oh yeah, that Mongo's gonna rape that chick.
Yeah, he looks like he'd wear a shirt, "I'm gonna rape you."
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. The only good prank videos are the ones where they talk out loud on their phone saying dumb shit, like how they found out they were sleeping with their half-sister or something like that. You know, the ones that just embarrass the subject. Yeah, yes. Those are actual prank videos. You're altering the perception of the world around somebody. Like when they'd walk by the display snowman and the snowman would move suddenly.
Yeah.
You know. But the dude that that shot this retard looks like he probably has a rap sheet a mile long. He's got downsy face and he's got like the I don't sleep meth eyes. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. Like, pay attention to what you're doing.
I could link a recent article about it I found if you want. Yeah, I'll toss you the ability to link real fast. But hang on.
Lisa said maybe Tanner Cook was the one who approached that TikTok woman in the park, car park, who started screaming at him. That would actually make sense then.
Because the dude does look like there's something wrong with him, Tanner, the guy who got shot. He really does kind of look like his parents might have been related before marriage.
They all look like they're fucking tards. So
is he dead? No, he's alive and he will probably get a lot of clout out of this. Good luck to him the next time he gets shot. Do you think this will teach him anything at all?
No, he's going to use this to if he survives, he's going to use this to boost his numbers. He's going to be like, I'm that YouTuber that got shot, yo.
Keister says shot.
It was such a good prank, man.
Keister says Downsy face. No. He has a face that even Downsy people would look at him and go, what the fuck is wrong with him? Thank you, Anonymous Gamer. There's the USA 9. That's the article. USA 9 is the channel we were watching. So that's their article about it. Anyhow, I blame Jackass. I blame Tom Green.
Yeah, they made this shit popular.
Yeah, this isn't just pranks. This is the annoying shit that those guys do or did. And it ruined comedy for a generation. I've been on this rant many times. There's no wit behind this shit. There's no humor behind going up and stealing people's groceries. You know, Jack, when I saw that video, because I went and looked at several of his videos, and I saw that one. Okay, he's going to be taking people's stuff before they pay for it. No.
Yeah.
This stupid motherfucker was trying to steal from people. At that point, that is that man's property. And you're stealing it.
Yeah.
That's not a prank. That's theft. You belong in jail for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you think you're joking, it's how the victim perceives it. So the person that you're taking it from perceives that as an actual theft.
Yeah, it is actual theft.
Well, yeah, I agree, but I'm saying the kid doesn't have a defense for doing this. He's just stealing stuff. He thinks, I'm just pranking him. It's funny. No, that's not how that works. That's not how the real world works. Real quick though, thank you, Keldrig. Tardinitis, the Lost in the Mall City. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what that means, but tardinitis sounds like instead of hearing like a buzzing in your ear, you hear.
RJ says Tanner Cook is a criminal in this instance. Just to be clear, we are talking about the video that we watched of Tanner, not the shooting, because we don't know what exactly happened in the shooting. We can guess. And from what I've seen of this guy, he was probably annoying the shit out of this person.
Yeah.
There's a video that he has up, angry man chases cameraman or some shit like that. And this is how you get attention. This is how the prank channels do it. The difference is These actually look real, where if you go watch the old prank channels, they were clearly fake. And almost all of those guys came out and went, yeah, of course we were faking this shit. It was stupid, but at least it wasn't real. Uh-oh, your food's ready.
Yeah.
It says 20 minutes. We've been live for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I sent Jack the link as he was getting ready to eat. It's just how we run the show.
I walk in, put food in the toaster oven, sit down, and Monkey sent me a thing.
And yes, Beavis, chat is working over there. I have both of the chats side by side. The other one doesn't move very much, so it doesn't catch my eye as often. We need more people on Rumble chatting. Y'all got to get talkative, get engaged. Yeah, we're talking about a moron who got himself shot. That should inspire lots of conversation.
Right. I'm actually not watching chat right now. I apologize for that. My phone decided that it didn't work anymore. So I've been talking with customer service for like the past 2 days, trying to get this shit sorted, because the guy says, well, you need a new SIM card. So I went and got a new SIM card. Turns out my phone is just obsolete. Oh, they don't support that kind anymore. So now I have to set up, which I'm doing right now, a older phone on the track phone system. I've got one of their old ones. So I just have to reactivate it. But now I have to find all the passwords and everything. Giant pain in the dick.
Cannibal says, if you didn't ignore us so much over here, maybe we would talk more. Don't blame the victim here. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Not the victim there.
I am the victim. Yeah. Just like Tanner, I'm the victim here. Now, look, I hope Tanner makes a recovery, and I hope he learns from this. I don't want this guy to be dead over being fucking stupid.
No, but he learned a valuable lesson, hopefully, that you don't fuck with randos.
I hope he learns a valuable lesson, but for God's sake, man, leave people alone. This is not funny. Stop watching Jackass. That stuff isn't funny. The only way Jackass is funny is if you like enjoy it as, look, these retards are hurting themselves.
Yeah, if you're laughing at them, I mean, that's one thing, but
not laughing with them.
No,
because that's there, and there is a big difference. No great loss. He'll be a lesson to the next dickhead. Well, here's the problem. He won't be, because he is going to get attention for this.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, but we're a small show. This will show up on something like Moist Critter.
Was that you or me?
Being an asshole.
Oh, that was you. You dipped out.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? Where at?
He was being long pause.
Oh, he's being an asshole. He was being an asshole. This will be covered by people, so he'll get some clout from it. I just don't think he's actually going to learn anything, because he's going to be treated as a hero. Look how far he goes for his pranks, you guys. Look how far.
Oh, so awesome.
Yeah. This is Kyle. Thank you so very much. That's very kind. Hello, chat people, Monkey and Jack. Hopefully the prank channels learn a lesson from this, but at all no, we won't have to, Jack. Thank you so much. Yeah. I really wish this would be a lesson, but instead he's going to almost be a martyr for this, Jack.
Yeah, because these people are dumb. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, Pumpkin Suckers, thank you so very much. That's a long one. I got to reload it over here. It's a long one. That's what she said. Ha, ha, ha.
Is it?
Yeah. It's exactly what she said. She said it's long and pretty, and I like those. Anyway. Pumpkin Trucker, I'm running behind as usual, but everything you need to know about the kid who got shot is gunshot in the Dulles Town Center in Loudoun County, Virginia, the same county that their school system says you can rape a girl and just go to another school. Indeed. And then trash a man's reputation because he's mad his daughter got raped in your school.
And have him arrested and thrown in jail.
Have him arrested for it. Yes, that's Loudoun County. Loudoun County comes up in the news a lot these days. Fuck is in the water out there?
Apparently retard serum.
It's
like Smilex gas, but dumber.
Did they import Flint water?
No, that's delicious lead paint. No, this is worse. This is the drool of 1,000 retard politicians.
This guy, man, Jesus, fuck him. All right, Just a rape, bro.
Real quick, thank you, Travis Gardner. I thought this is how you were supposed to laugh at, jackass. Look at the tard. Yeah, well, I mean, I am kind of laughing at this tard, but it's mean, blah, blah, blah. Dumbass got himself shot. It's his own fault.
I hear what you're saying, and that's how normal people would view it. But what instead happened was a whole generation went, this is what comedy is.
Yeah.
Instead of laughing at them, they were laughing with them, like you would laugh with a comedian. And it's just not funny. It's just stupid shit. Anyhow, Loudon Man has replaced Florida Man. He's getting there. He's getting real close. Florida Man's not as rapey as Loudon Man, though.
True.
That's just fact. All right, Jack. I want to save that one for later. So I guess we can talk about the Donald Trump thing. Reportedly, from Trump himself, the indictment has been released illegally, by the way, because it's under seal.
It got leaked.
It got leaked. The indictment got leaked. Well, he says Alvin Bragg did it. I don't know who did it. It probably is Alvin Bragg's office because they've been leaking the whole time.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who could have been leaking all of this the whole time. But yeah, 34 count indictment. Every one of them are felonies, Jack.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We'll see it in full tomorrow when the arraignment comes. It's been reported there will not be a mugshot. They're not going to be handcuffs. So they're going to handle this very discreetly. He's not going into a jail cell. He's just going to go in there. He's going to pay a little bit of money to be on bail, say not guilty, and then they'll come back in a couple months and sort this shit out. This is what I was talking about last night, though, Jack. There's rumor that the judge is going to slap a gag order on Donald Trump. And look, we all know Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump can't keep his trap shut.
Yeah, well, they're counting on that.
But he shouldn't have to. It's a case about him, and he has the right as an American to unabridged free speech.
Well, I mean, maybe 20 years ago, but...
Fair. But even more so, how dare you even suggest that Donald Trump should have to be silenced when the prosecutor hasn't?
And continues to leak stuff to the media. And the media, he's a public figure, and he's a politician running for office. Putting a gag order on him could hinder his attempts to run on his platforms.
Yep. And the idea that Trump is the one that needs to be silenced here is just angering to me, Jack. He's not he should be allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. Look, his lawyers should be telling him, hey, don't talk about that too much. Shh, shh, shh. Hey, shh, quiet. But if he wants to talk about it, it's his fucking right to. Now, leaking secret grand jury information. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Leaking secret grand jury information. That's actually a crime. That's a crime. And they're getting away with it. And no, we don't really know who to. Bullshit. We know it's coming from the office there. Have you seen Alvin Bragg out there being like, hey, I'm going to look into this and see who the fuck is leaking all this because this is horrible.
Yeah, they'll find him right with he's hanging out with the Roe v. Wade leaker.
Oh, yeah, right?
They're going to find him right away. Don't worry. Their top men are on it.
They would definitely be all over the leaks if this was, say, Nancy Pelosi who was under indictment.
Top men, monkey. Yeah, you're exactly right. But at the same time, let's look at all the other nonsense going on. This judge is an Obama appointee, and he hates Trump. So it's not like there's any clear bias here. I know Trump's team is looking to keep cameras out of the courtroom, but they'll probably be allowed in just because everybody in fucking Manhattan seems to hate Trump.
Dude, if this is recorded, Nick Rekieta's channel is going to blow up again.
If this gets recorded, we're going to have to fucking cover this.
Yeah, we'll find a way to do it. We might have a little bit of internet, issues, but we will cover the fuck out of it. The whole thing is a farce. We know it. Yeah. It's nonsensical. They're making a mountain out. It's not even a molehill, man. It's not even an anthill. But it's 34 fucking felonies because he may have banged a nasty bitch, may have, not for sure, and may have paid her off so that she wouldn't go, flapping her dick sucker to everybody about it.
Well, look, she seems like she's really good at that, so that's a thing.
By the way, I just realized something. Hey, everyone, if you sign up for a recurring tip via Streamlabs, you'll occasionally get a free tip to send to your favorite simian. Hint, hint, people. Thank you so much, Pumpkin Trucker, and thank you for the continued monthly support. I really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah, the unsung heroes are the people that support us behind the scenes on like Patreon and the reoccurring monthly. We don't express thanks enough to those guys, quite honestly.
Yeah, and you can do that through Streamlabs, guys. And apparently there's a bonus you can give to people, which is really nice. And thank you for sharing that with me. Trump needs better lawyers and to stop being so cheap. Trump has great lawyers. There's a perception around him because of the 2020 stuff that we're not allowed to talk about, where he involved himself with some interesting figures, should we say? Who was that chick? Sydney something's. I forget her name. And Rudy and a lot of them who were doing stupid shit. Trump wins a lot of cases in court because, well, he has very good lawyers.
Somebody in his case should.
Sidney Powell, thank you. Powell. That's all I could think of was Watson, and I knew that was wrong. Yeah, but Sidney Powell, that chick is a little bit off. She's a little bit off kilter.
Well, comes with the vagina.
Did we ever talk about Nancy Pelosi and her statement that Trump can go into court and prove his innocence?
I think we talked about it off air, but
yeah, because we missed it the night of all of this. We saw it. I saw it right after. You had already seen it, and the next night, I don't think we were on the air.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one that deserves to be talked about, and we missed it. Nancy Pelosi, when we find out the indictment is coming down for Donald Trump, tells us that Donald Trump can go into court and prove his innocence.
That's not how any of this works.
It's really not. And hang on, I'm trying to find the exact tweet. I know I had it earlier, and this is one that I forgot to send to us. Whoopsie.
I blame older boys.
Yeah, me too. I blame everyone. Shit. You know what? I was so proud of myself because I have so many things actually queued up. I was ready to go tonight, Jack.
Oh, we're all proud of you, buddy.
I appreciate that. Except for this one. You know, though, in my defense, I wasn't expecting to talk about this one tonight. Because it's one of those ones that goes under the radar. And sometimes we just miss stuff, Jack, because of that.
Yeah,
and
it happens.
All of that talking was just so we could bring this actually up on the screen. The grand jury has acted upon the facts and the law. No one is above the law. You know, if that's true, then why is it an indictment and not a conviction? They've acted on what they were told. They were grand juries. This is a famous thing. You know, you can indict a ham sandwich. That's an old saying in political or lawyer circles.
Well, ham is a problem. It has a lot of sodium in it.
Well, it's got and it is kind of a pig, but they acted on the facts. You don't know, bitch. You weren't there. Anyhow, I hate that shit. I really do. No one is above the law, and everyone has the right to a trial to prove innocence. That is offensive. That is ridiculously offensive.
Yeah.
Our system is not set up so that you have to go in and prove your innocence. The state has to prove your guilt. And that is a big difference. And you know what? With our system, Jack, sometimes guilty people go free. OJ. But the whole the whole thing is that the government has to prove you did something wrong instead of you trying to prove you didn't. Negative. It's impossible. I didn't do that. Oh yeah, prove it. Well, I didn't. Yeah, well, we said you did, and now you're going to jail because you didn't prove your innocence in court. And in fairness to Pelosi here, and I don't mean to be fair to Pelosi because fuck that horrible bitch. It is kind of how our system does run.
Now, yeah.
Now, yes. People, there's a lot of people that just, if you're arrested, they assume immediately you're guilty. And you know what, Jack? I'm guilty of that when we look at people in the news.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people you could kind of tell are guilty, though. I mean, they got criminal head shapes. There's a lot going on, you know.
OJ was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, and that's how our system works.
No,
however,
he got found not guilty by a jury in California, which is a totally different animal.
But we still know that motherfucker killed his wife and the poor bastard who was with her that day.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
He did it. But I'd rather have him go free, and he hasn't killed anybody since yet, Jack.
That we know of.
That we know of. I'd rather have
nobody
him
else is banging his ex-wife, so.
Well, no, not anymore. She's a little cold.
Well, you know, I don't know what people do in their free time. It's California.
From what I've heard, you'd have to soak that in water a long time.
No,
don't ask.
Dude.
Don't ask. But I'd rather somebody like OJ go free, even knowing he's guilty as fuck, than have people who are actually innocent go to jail because they can't prove that they were innocent. It's not a great system. It's not a perfect system, but it's better than any other choice we have. So the idea, oh, you go in there and prove your innocence. Fuck you. That's not how the system works. It's not how it's supposed to work. I'm convinced it was his son that killed the wife. Nah, it was him. It was him. Keldrick, thank you. No one is above the law, Nancy. Okay, air out your dirty laundry and let's see how you fare. Yeah, like I have a theory, Jack, that I don't think I'm supposed to talk about on here. I think Nancy hired the guy that beat up her husband.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I'm just saying. And Nancy, you can go to court and prove you're innocent of that.
Yeah. Well, no, the rules don't apply that way to her. She's special. She's one of the special people. Sophisticated people, the rich, government agents, the rules are different for them. Two-tier system, buddy.
Robert Barnes would disagree with you about OJ, not saying I agree with him, which I don't. Robert Barnes can believe whatever he wants. OJ killed his wife. I've disagreed with Robert Barnes before, not, an argument with him, but people have said, Robert thinks you're wrong. And I've turned out to be right. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm not saying I'm smarter than a lawyer, Jack, but Robert tends to come down sometimes on the side of the defendant when it doesn't actually make sense to. I get it. Defendants get screwed in this country all the time. Yes, innocent people are considered guilty, but come on, man. Really? Really? The blood on the sock? The gloves, they just didn't fit. Come on. If you
He didn't take his swelling medication that day.
The very real gloves that we saw him on television with just happened to be the same gloves at the crime scene. No, they're not his though. They're covered in blood, and they just. Where's his? Oh, yeah, I threw those out last week. This motherfucker killed his wife. Again, the jury found him not guilty, so under the legal system, he's not guilty. But I'm still allowed to have the opinion, and fuck that guy for murdering his wife.
Yeah.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. That's true. But that whole trial was a farce in itself, man. Judge Alito, is that his name?
Yeah.
Judge Ito.
Judge Ito.
Lance Ito.
He's Ito.
That guy was a fucking moron. The chick who was supposed to be prosecuting it, I loved when all of the different comedy shows SNL and Mad TV did the skits about her, and she's like brushing her hair and she's all nuts because that's how she was.
I didn't like that when she changed her hairdo to that weird perm. That looked really bizarre.
Yeah, and that was done to try to get people on her side. That was a conscious decision because she was upset that she was looking ugly and people were commenting. What's her name? Marsha Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor bitch. Anyhow, let's move along. So Jack, I told you earlier that Adam and Sitch had somebody respond to a video that they did responding to him. And we saw the weirdo. What's his name? Little Joel. And we're going to check out Little Joel and see if we can find problems with his argument. Because
is it Little Joel or Little Joel? L-I-L?
No, it's Little.
Oh.
So, ladies, he's got the little, never mind. This is him, and this is conservatives are bad at defining wokeness. So we're not going to watch the Adam and Sitch one because I don't want to poison the well at all. I'm just going to let us decide if this guy's an idiot. First things first, brush your fucking hair, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is on your head?
Really, really fucked up, methed out tribble.
This motherfucker looks like he lives in a dumpster and he's got 100,000 followers. So good on him. God damn. Fuck, the 70s are over, man. Yeah. This is beyond letting yourself go. But we don't judge a book by its cover around here. Okay, yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I judge a book by its cover because if you look like this, you're telling me, yeah, I don't care. And that's fine. People who don't care still can somehow make sense, Jack. We've seen fat, ugly-looking people who look like they should be on the front line for Antifa taking the bullets for people, the rubber bullets, who actually are, sensical. It's rare, but it happens. Homie looking like a troll doll.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. He's going to tell us about how conservatives are bad at defining wokeness. And the reason I did want to cover this, besides just the fact that I think it's going to be funny, is that this is an argument we've heard recently. This has been popping up in maybe the last year, where you've had people on left, you can't even define what woke is. You've seen that argument, right, Jack?
Oh, thousands of times, yeah.
All right.
Hey, everybody. So ever since this interview with Brianna Joy Gray, where this woman, Bethany S. Mandel, had trouble giving a definition of the word woke.
Woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it.
I don't think woke is all that hard to define. And they're going to come up with some definitions throughout this thing. And I agree partially with some of them. Ben Shapiro's pops up in here.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're just asking somebody on the spot, what does woke mean? I can understand them having a little bit of trouble defining it. Woke is your anti-SJW. Woke is political correctness. It's all it is. It is
it's soft sell communism.
Exactly. And that's where it all leads to.
Yeah. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Little Joel did a video criticizing Shu's logic and saying people shouldn't fuck animals.
That sounds right.
That tells me a lot right there.
I'll have to find that one. We'll have to go over it someday.
Yeah.
All right.
What is with all the animal fuckers lately?
Did you see him?
Fair point.
If he gets near a parking lot, women start yelling.
Yeah, I would think there's some tub of goo out there that want to bang him.
I'm going to get so much fun out of the woman yelling in a parking lot.
I know, right?
It is sort of the understanding that we need to reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression.
That's actually not a bad definition. That's a pretty good definition, actually.
Yeah, it's faster just to say communism, but
yeah, it's a little verbose.
Or feudalism.
sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
It's become
She actually did. I don't know why she did that. She did a pretty good job defining it. Lady, stand up for yourself.
Well,
there you go.
Discount
That's what it
Store
is.
Zach Galifianakis here is probably gonna tell us something stupid, but he looks like he might have been day drinking. So I don't know if I should trust what he says.
I don't know that he's washed his hair this month.
Oh, that dude hasn't washed his hair this month. No.
Ebony says, I have a Critical Drinker video about this topic. Critical Drinker is one of my favorite channels. I watch most of his stuff. I don't watch his streams, Jack, because I prefer his produced videos. If you're interested in this kind of stuff coming from the Hollywood angle, absolutely check out Critical Drinker.
Yeah, there's a lot of people whose like pre-formatted stuff is way better than their live streams.
Well, my problem with his live streams are the other people on it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the times he brings on people who aren't as... What I like about him is he's funny. I think he's pretty clever and he's funny. And he brings on a lot of people who just aren't. And it's cool to have your friends and stuff. We bring on people from time to time. I'm sure not everybody in the audience loves. But it turns me off of watching the streams.
Oh, this guy is thank you, Travis Gardner, who says he is also known as Big Joel, and he has he sent me a link to Twitter and anti-intellectualism stream, 21-minute thing. I'll have to watch that. Thank you, dude.
Tyshawn, thank you. Dude looks like a Byzantine era painting.
He does.
He really does.
Like, what back in the paintings when they would like have one arm up looking up at an angel, and you could caption it, "What is shampoo?"
It's become kind of a fad among conservatives to try to define the word woke.
It's become a fad for us. It's because you guys keep insisting that we define woke.
Yeah.
It's not like conservatives were sitting around and go, "Oh shit, we need to define this."
No, they always say, "You don't even know what woke is. Can you define it?"
Right. He makes it sound like conservative. They're obsessed with this. No, they're not. You guys are the one insisting on it.
Yeah, because conservatives have jobs. They don't have time to sit around and loaf on their mom's leather couch wondering about, like, oh, shall I navel gaze today and think of lazy thoughts that my marijuana has induced me to think they're deep.
And they keep doing a really poor job of it. Like, they're doing a weirdly bad job defining this very simple word. Like, the way they use this word is not complicated. Bethany,
I like the way they use this word. Do you guys know where woke came from? It wasn't conservatives. It was the liberals who were talking about how you need to wake up. You need to get woke. You need to. That's where it came from. This is the kind of shit they do. The SJW thing where they got so mad. You guys are just using SJW as a slur. You guys they named it SJW. They named it Social Justice Warriors, not us. We just made fun of them for it. Anyhow.
Real quick, thank you, Animal Fuckers United. I'm surprised that one got through. Sadly, we got kicked out of Ohio recently. Yeah, well, stop fucking animals.
Bethany S. Mandel had time to think about it, I guess, and she wrote, wokeness is a radical belief system suggesting that our institutions are built around discrimination and claiming that all disparity is a result of that discrimination. It seeks a radical redefinition of society in which equality of group is presented as the endpoint enforced by an angry mob.
He missed the part there. Equality of group result. She could have just said equity because that's what they want. This is another pretty good definition of it. Again, you could just say it's commie bullshit. That's the easiest way to do it.
Their definitions of equity and equality are redistributionism. They get to decide who gets what.
100%.
And who deserves what. So it always comes down to that root communism that filters through all this stuff. It's really hard for them to weasel out of that.
From each according to their ability to each according to their need. That's all this shit is. It's all it is.
Yep. And that never works.
It is, and that is straight communism.
Travis said, my only Twitter fight was with this guy. I have a deep loathing of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not call him a man. He does not look like a man. He looks like a perpetual toddler. Look at that, like, vacant, glazed eye look of, like, I'm a smart boy.
You know what he reminds me of?
A spoiled brat that never had to grow up.
He looks like he's trying to be Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing the big boy pants. People likes me. I'm this many.
And I've seen this with several people. I've seen this with Destiny too. You have some people out there who, for some reason, have tried to tailor their look to look and act kind of like Charlie from Always Sunny, who is borderline retarded.
Yeah, they think that's cute and endearing. And it's not. You people feel sorry for you. That's not something to strive for. Maybe that's why his hair's all fucked up. He took his helmet off.
Charlie who? Charlie Kelly is a character on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, played by Charlie Day, who was also in Horrible Bosses, which is a great movie.
I fucking love that movie.
I never saw the second one, but I've heard good things.
I haven't watched the second one. Let me ask you this. You're Charlie in that movie, and Jennifer Aniston is trying to hump you continually. You'd at least sleep on a finger, right?
I'd have sex with her.
Yeah. I mean, good on him. I get the message they're going for. He's engaged and stuff, but come on. It's Jennifer Aniston. It's not like Lizzo coming on to you.
Yeah. No, see, I'm not engaged, so I'd be plowing that shit. I'd just tell people at work I'm engaged so they stop trying to hook me up with their fat friends. And then when she's like, starts hitting on me, I'd just be like, yeah, all right, we're going to bang it out right here. She's like, I'm going to tell your girlfriend. I'd be like, go ahead. She's fictional.
I haven't seen an episode and I know I'm not alone. That's fair. Go watch it or don't. But you will see, I'm noticing it more and more, especially on the left side of things. These guys who are trying to look like Charlie Kelly. All right. Anyway.
Oh, hang on. Thanks, Keldrick. He looks like the sort of person who would call themselves Big Joel. Yeah, never give yourself a nickname. Yeah, I mean, you could get a shitty nickname like Pussy Hands, but
Pussy Hands.
That's another Sunny reference.
That's a great. How about Cougar Hands?
Hands. But yeah, don't give yourself nicknames. You end up with things like Big Joel.
I mean, my name on here is the Ranting Monkey because I came up with an alias, but the nickname that has come from here is Monk, which I've never, called myself.
No, I call you Monk all the time.
Yeah,
and, Monkey, but your nickname was Monkey. Your mom gave you that,
and that's true too. So, it's also weird though when somebody else is talking about me, and they call me Ranting. I'm like, oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, that's you're not an adjective.
Apparently I am. All right, anyway, let's get back to this fucking dude.
This definition, because the enforced by an angry mob aspect of it is like codified as part of the belief system. Like being woke actually entails getting involved in some kind of a mob. I like.
Where's that wrong? Whether it's in real life, Jack, like in Portland, or on Twitter, or just going after somebody and trying to get them fired, and a whole mob comes after them. Where's that part wrong?
Yeah, they always assemble a hate mob.
Yes.
Like you said, IRL or online, doesn't matter. They cannot do things on their own. They have to rely on that crutch because that's what lemmings like this live with. They have to do that because that's their only way of survival is to have a group of other piece of shit Zeta files. Because he's a Zeta. He's not a beta. He's a Zeta. If he wasn't on YouTube, he'd be a loser at life. Just look at him. He looks disheveled. That man could not get a job looking the way he does.
Assassin says, I can smell the guy from here. Yeah, he smells like piss and clove cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I bet he's got a notebook of poetry. Somebody said that
I'm sure.
Earlier. I think Travis did. But yeah, it makes sense. Speaking of Travis, thank you, Travis. I had to work in a rehab halfway home. This dude looks worse than the worst of them. This dude really, really pisses me off. I get it, man. he sounds pretentious, arrogant, and stupid at the same time. And that is a really bad combination. I knew guys like this in college. They always think they're smarter than everyone because they're mommy's little smarty.
Well, he does something in here. I'm so congested today. Hang on.
I need some muscle over here, right?
My sinuses, man. The Michigan weather's pissing me off again.
You need to fucking move out of that state.
I know. We had freezing cold, then it gets warm, then freezing cold. Oh, fuck, I hate Michigan sometimes. Anyhow, a whole different rant. The reason we're watching this guy is because he's going to do something later on that I really want to get to. And you're right, Jack. This is one of those guys who thinks he's the smartest. He's Eufio, is who he is. This is Eufio on TV. It's not for those. No, this isn't actually Eufio, but that's who he is. He can't be wrong. Thank you, Tyshawn. Oh, look, a mafia tactic, feigning ignorance. Saw that a lot. SJWs have been doing this for a long time. They know. Anyway.
That definition. Ben Shapiro largely agreed with Bethany, writing, wokeness claims 1, Western civilization and its institutions were and are discriminatory and serve the purposes of those in power, typically straight white men, and 2, that discrimination is both historic and ongoing, and all group disparities are explained by it.
Again, not bad definitions.
No, this is what wokeness does. So it's not all encompassing, but it does point out a lot of the communistic things that they do. They pick a group, say these are the bad guys, these are the kulaks, you must hate them.
Thank you, Metal Minister. This guy looks like he's faking being disabled. Yeah, probably. I can see that. What Ben misses here again, and this is what it comes down to, guys. They want everybody in groups. You know why? Because it's easy to turn groups against each other. This is how you get communism.
They're creating tribalism so that they can divide and conquer and keep people from associating with each other. And then they swoop in with their commie bullshit and say, we need to make this equitable to everybody.
Yes.
And then they can give themselves all the perks and bonuses and crush everybody else. And then you live in a pod, own nothing, eat bugs, and you'll like it.
This is no different than the Tsar has all the money. It's just a different form of class warfare. That's what wokeness is. And it is to get to that equity. Notice they keep saying equity these days. Please pay attention to that.
Well, they figured out back in the Frankfurter school days that the classes structure that they were using in Europe does not work in the US.
Nope.
We do not have a class system. But jealousy works, and they could go by race and various other stratas, sexuality, that sort of thing, and divide people that way, and that will work.
Discuss. So yeah, he mostly agrees with Bethany, even agreeing that wokeness entails that all group disparity is explained by oppression, which I don't think most people believe, but they agree.
He didn't say most people believe it. But that is definitely what the left does. And he's going to come to the left in a minute. That's definitely what wokeness does. This guy is either retarded or purposefully obtuse.
Why not both?
It could be both. He's either willfully ignorant or dumb as shit. And I can't decide which. I'm leaning towards the willfully ignorant because with 100,000 followers, this is somebody who's just telling people what they want to hear. I've seen his kind many times, here on YouTube especially.
Agree on the major point, which is that they think that wokeness is just a replacement word for like identity politics.
It is. Identity politics is wokeness. See what I mean? He's either willfully ignorant or fucking retarded.
I'm still leaning toward both.
For discussions of oppression, and they're wrong. They're wrong about
are we?
I'm going to tell you the definition of woke right now, the way that conservatives use it.
See that? The way that why not just I'm going to tell you the definition of woke. I fucking hate people like this. I really do.
Woke, it means liberal. It means being a liberal.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You can be that my pause game right here. How about that one? You can be a liberal and say things like, I think that we need to expand the social safety net. It was still communist in nature, but not woke. That is something that's been going on for literally more than a century here in the United States.
Yeah, but if they say we need to give reparations to black people and take that money from Asians because they're more successful, that's equity. That's
your wokeness. Yes, we need to have a safety net, but there needs to be more of a safety net for black people because they've been historically oppressed.
Yeah. Your pause game, by the way, that's his rapey eyes.
It really is.
Ugh.
That's the last face some people have ever seen.
Yeah, before he skinned them and then ate their flesh while humping their dead bodies. Jesus.
And making a sweater out of their hair.
Yeah, that explains that sweater that he's wearing.
Doesn't it?
Means having liberal politics, particularly about race.
Tell me.
And gay people. So it means liberal. The reason why I know this is because the word woke is not merely applied to identity politics situations.
Wait for this. This guy is so fucking stupid. This is the part that Adam and Sitch were going to be talking about in the clip, which we're not going to watch. But this is the part that offended him that they talked about.
The simple belief, for example, that trans women are women is constantly being called woke. So wokeness cannot describe exclusively some belief about oppression relationships. It literally just describes having the liberal beliefs that liberals have about gay people and black people.
It can't be about oppression because we say trans people or trans women are women, and that's not about what the fuck are you talking about? That is exactly about oppression.
Yeah, especially when other liberals don't always agree with that. Look at the TERFs. Most of them are very liberal women, like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Fuck, the RF is radical feminist in TERF.
Yeah.
This is literally it's literally about oppression because you're not treating them like women. That's what trans women or women means, you dumb son of a bitch. Now, in his response, Jackie's saying, no, that what we're saying is that trans women exist. Trans women exist and trans women are two entirely different statements.
Yes. We all know trans women exist because they don't shut up about it like vegans. But to say that they're biological women or men.
Yeah, it's all about getting them treated as women because they're being oppressed.
Yeah.
You stupid son oppressed. Of a bitch.
Is he going to blame white guys by the end of this?
I don't remember. I don't think so. He just goes on this rant about how, conservatives just can't define it. He's got two really good definitions already. 3 if you count the one that she gave when she was live on whatever fucking show that was.
Means it doesn't require like 5 sentences of explanation. It's not complicated. It's not deep. They mean liberal.
They mean communist, and we've just been beaten out of saying that. Why is it okay to call everybody Nazis, but if you call somebody a commie, they're like, how dare, you're being hyperbolic.
No, because the commies run things now.
True.
And there's only one way that direction goes. But thank you, Ed Gein. I didn't eat my victims. I just wanted to look like mommy. Well, look, he actually made masks of women's faces and put a dress on and danced around in his yard. And when asked why he didn't do that all the time, he said, well, there's work to do. He was
look at that pause.
God, that looks like his O face.
Yeah. That's the second to last face those women see.
Yeah, that's his sad, lonely, sloppy O face because he didn't get to put it in. He just finished before he got there.
That's a good question, Romeo. Let me explain. Black Romeo in chat asks, why are you acting like the RF and TERF means anything? You get called TERF, it's just a blanket pejorative against the enemies. It is now. But when it started out, TERF was trans exclusionary radical feminist. And it was because feminists were pushing back against men being in their spaces, biological men, trans women. Yeah. And that's where it started. There were tons of people who weren't radical feminists, myself included, who, yes, I have been called a TERF before, who aren't radical feminists. But that is where the response came from. That is where that term comes from. the whole thing with the trans women thing, it is not exclusionary to the conservatives like they want to pretend. There's a ton of actually very liberal people who are like, no, fuck this trans shit. It's gone too far. And that's why I'm not pretending that it hasn't been morphed into just anybody who argues against the trans nonsense. It's just that when it did come up and we were talking about how people push back, Jack.
Yeah.
That it did. It came from radical feminists. People that I would not agree with on probably anything else.
Yeah, because they're crazy, because they're women.
They yell at people in parking lots.
Yeah. How dare you talk to a woman, even though you're 30 feet away and may or may not actually be talking to me.
They're figuring out a mean word for liberal. And
they're figuring out a mean word for liberal. Woke came from you guys, you stupid son of a bitch.
So did progressive. So did liberal, democratic socialist.
Oh, yeah, this is a good time to bring up that at a time, and you can go back and read articles about this, they tried pushing the narrative that calling people liberals was a slur.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he's doing right now. This is part of the propaganda.
Yeah, this is deflection. Because they deflect through denial. Be like, oh, no. Because it's gaslighting in a way.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're crazy. You guys came up with that term. Even though you've seen videos about them saying it and pushing it once it's unpopular. Like, mental retardation was a term invented by the progressives. Now it's a bad phrase.
Ministry of Wrong Thing. Let me get this real quick. Ministry of Wrong Thing. Thank you. This is so dumb. Woke is basically just a stand-in for SJW-ness. It's literally all the same, just mainstream and pushed by corporations now. Notice they never claimed we couldn't define SJW. Yeah. Again, an SJW comes from political correctness.
Yeah, but
it all goes back to that.
They have to constantly evolve the language because people, like somebody just said in chat, nothing for you here said this. People catch on to what those words mean. They make it a pejorative and start mocking it. So they have to change that and be like, look at you guys are bullies because you're saying this mean word that we were using 5 minutes ago, but now it's mean. Stop it, you big meanies.
There's even been a push, and this is moving into conservative circles. I've seen this recently on Twitter, Jack, where you could easily call me an anti-SJW. You can call me anti-woke because I am against both of those things. And this is coming mainly, I'm not being mean here. I'm not trying to be sexist, but it's coming from women. Please start telling women to shut the fuck up. Where it's like, oh, you shouldn't be anti-anything because being anti-stuff means that you just don't like things.
Yeah.
And
there is a term that floats around. I saw this first in the K-pop community. They call people antis because they're anti-fans. They're people that like the group but don't like them as much as another group. So they're considered anti-fans and they'll go out and go to concerts and then bitch about it later. And we see that a lot now where, oh, you're just against something.
Yep.
No, I could be against whatever your dumb thing is, but I'm not against everything.
Me being against wokeness doesn't mean I'm not for, not being woke. In fact, it's literally what it means.
You're an anti, so you're automatically the enemy.
Indeed. And that kind of stupid shit needs to stop. Ladies, shut up, please. Because I get what you're getting at, and you guys, you just try to be too nice. I've said this before, women's greatest strength is their biggest weakness. And it's that compassion. It's what's leading us down these really horrible roads we're going down.
Yeah.
I love you women. I love your compassion, but it's misplaced so often in politics coming from the left.
Yeah.
And
you can't be compassionate on everything. There are times when you have to not be compassionate.
And it's seeping into the right. And it's getting kind of scary out there. This is Kyle. Thank you. It's 100% okay to be anti something. I'm anti-pedo. I'm so tired of people using bumper sticker logic. Have to Jack. Thank you for that feminist donation, my friend.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, you're right. Because it is bumper sticker logic. They don't want to do anything beyond surface level.
The way that they got rid of anti-SJWs was like, oh my God, you're an anti-SJW. They just started mocking it. They never ever once argued against the points of it. And it just became uncool to be an anti-SJW. I'm fine with my anti-SJW history because this is the nonsense we've been putting up with.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Dylan Mulvaney. Congratulations on your Bud Light can. Do you want some piss water? I now piss in every batch. Yummy. No, thank you. I'm not a drinker, so I do not need your urine water alcohol. Thank you, though.
Nothing for you says as you should be, Monk. I'm not one of, and this is part of my personality, Jack. I'm not one of those people. Oh my God, that's not cool. There's a thing going around. This is just off topic here for a minute, where it's uncool to have a blue check mark. I find it cooler now to have a blue check mark than when it was the JJ deciding that you can be the person that you say you are. It's not cool to have that. Well, fuck you. It comes with things that I want, like the ability to edit. Anyhow, back to this guy.
And actually, I'd say that of all the conservative definitions for wokeness, Tim Pool is the closest.
Anybody shocked that he thinks Tim Pool is the closest? You ready for Tim Pool's definition?
No.
As he writes, understanding what woke is simple. It is the modern left/liberal culture created by algorithms on social media.
Social media is leading it, Jack.
Of course it is. It's a prelude to civil war.
Danger says this is off topic. MITAM in the nutshell. Yeah, we do get off topic here quite a bit.
It's just we stuff.
Bitch, don't even pretend you don't. How dare you?
No, I'm a good boy. I stay on all topics at the moment they are going on. I do. That is a fact. That's called gaslighting, monkey.
It is characterized by cult-like adherence to rapidly changing ideological foundations rooted in various leftist theories. It's social zombieism. So he's saying a lot of...
Tim actually gets okay there. But he misses the mark because it's not just liberal theories. There are liberal theories out there that aren't woke. There's a lot of... We've had liberals in this country since the beginning. It's not just liberal theories. I disagree with a lot of liberal theories, Jack, but they're not all woke.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fucking Tim Pool.
Words there, but all he's saying is that being woke is liberal. Being woke is liberal, and he thinks that being a liberal is stupid. That's all.
Well, that part's true.
Accurate, yeah.
That's what he's saying, and he's right. That is the definition of wokeness. He nailed it with that one. Tim Pool, you get the prize. Wokeness is a mean word for liberal.
Wokeness is a mean word for liberal, Jack.
Of course it is.
And this is what you were talking about earlier. They take it and it's a pejorative now. How dare you call them woke? You're just trying to be mean to them. This is not like calling every conservative a fucking Nazi. Wokeness is real. He even brings it up. Oh, it's identitarian. It's identitarianism. Yes. It's shit that the left has been doing and getting worse and worse and worse my entire life. This shit actually goes back decades before I was born, Jack. Decades before you were born too.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a long time ago.
It really is. This is shit that it is class warfare. That's all it is. Divide and conquer. Get everybody mad at each other and start promising them things and how you're going to fix it. And how do you fix it? Equity.
Yeah, because you're the good guy. You're the hero.
You're the hero. That government that has been systemically oppressing you is now going to fix everything for you, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
We're
it's a good thing we've got all those cops with guns. You know, the guys that shoot people randomly, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're the government and we're here to help.
Yeah.
It's short for drank the Kool-Aid. I'm just tired of this. Well, wokeness isn't. You can't even define it. We all know what it is. Stop it. And you're a fucking retard and you need to brush your goddamn hair and probably take a bath. Use soap. It's cheap.
That's asking a lot, monkey. soap too. I mean, it's bad enough he's getting wet.
A chicken in every pot. Yeah, if you pay attention to all of this stuff, it literally is all about how these people are so oppressed. Everything is so oppressed. Look at the trans thing. Not only are they oppressed, Jack, they're in danger of dying.
Oh, yeah, that makes them extra victim-y.
Have you seen that the number of trans people who have been murdered has gone up?
Maybe it's because now, 19.5% more people identify as trans.
19.997, I believe. Yeah, it's a whole lot more.
I mean, the cops even killed one in Tennessee.
True. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Stop pretending this shit isn't real. We all know it is. But no. I want to talk real quick, Jack, about the, can't even believe I'm saying these words, the women's NCAA tournament that just ended yesterday. What's that?
They have one of those?
Oh, yeah. It just ended yesterday with LSU beating somebody I don't care about. But one of the girls, Reese, what's her first name?
Greasy?
No. It's something Reese. Somebody help me out here. I'm trying to find the story. She got a lot of shit because she was rude to one of the other players.
Oh.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get to that. Thank you, Cryptic. He looks like opinionated Scotsman's bastard son if he put his balls under a hot beaker after 2 pints of haggis juice. That's gross. Haggis is disgusting. But I could neither confirm nor deny. Wow. That's pretty harsh.
I've never seen the opinionated Scotsman, so I can't speak on it. Anyway, a lot of people. Oh, here, Angel Reese, that's her name. She did this little face thing where she puts her hand in front of her face like John Cena near the end of the game, where they win 102-85, I believe was the final score. So it wasn't even close. They kicked the shit out of them.
Wow.
And the top player on the other team, who's kind of a shit-talking jackass, she shit-talks her back. And people, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. Some people in the comments were like, now I'm not sending my girls to LSU like I was going to.
Oh, fuck off. Pussy.
Because Angel Reese in a basketball game gave shit back to somebody who had been giving shit to one of her teammates all game.
No, there was smack talk at a sporting event. Wow, I'm shocked.
This girl she did it to somebody else earlier in the tournament.
No, what?
But this chick, oh my God, I can't believe it. The reason this came up and that I even found out about all this, because I don't pay attention to this shit. Typically, the winners of sporting events, championships, get invited to the White House. Jill Biden has decided that she thinks the losers should be invited too.
Why? They didn't win.
Because they tried hard, Jack.
Oh, did they have fun? That's the most important thing.
They tried hard. Jill Biden wants champions LSU and Iowa at the White House. First Lady Jill Biden on Monday said she wants the defeated Iowa women's basketball team to be invited to the White House in addition to the national title winner Louisiana State U. She watched LSU's 102-85 victory over Iowa from the stands on Saturday night, because of course she did. They're really trying to push the NCAA women's tournament because wokeness, let's be honest. I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. What the fuck? Get this ad off you fucking assholes. I know we'll have the champions come to the White House. We always do. So we'll hope LSU will come, she said. But, I'm going to tell Joe I think Iowa should come too because they played such a good game. They got beat 102-85.
Ouch.
If we're looking at percentages, LSU didn't have to play 15% of this game and would still win. They didn't play a good game. Stop giving you're talking about participation trophies to the loser of the championship game. Do you realize how fucking condescending that is?
Oh, a little bit.
The White House did not immediately respond to a request for a comment.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyway, the whole story's. By the way, that Angel chick, she's kind of cute.
Yeah, she's a little too tall because she's very skinny.
Oh, she is tall. Yeah, and if you guys have never seen that girl's cute. I don't pay attention to this shit, so when I went and looked, I was like, damn, go ahead, girl.
Yeah, she's okay looking. A little not Asian enough for me.
Well, I know you and your Asian thing, but there she is, guys. If you're wondering this, I was like, wait, they got a chick that looks like a chick playing girls basketball, and they won. How the fuck did that happen?
Human growth hormone.
I'm guessing, but yeah. So don't invite the losers. That is so fucked up. The whole thing is it's an honor for the winners, for fuck's sake. They played hard. They lost 102 to 85. Christ, if this wasn't the championship, people would be. If this was like in the NBA, the team that lost, they'd be like, what happened to them? What happened? They got smoked. A near 20-point victory? Fuck off. Wait, is she a lesbian? Don't make it hotter for me, B or JB.
Well,
I didn't even think about it being a.
basketball.
Ooh, now I have a picture of her and a coach who doesn't look like their real coach in the locker room.
Oh, the fill-in coach who's there to fill in, if you know what I'm saying.
She's got a cramp in her thigh.
Yeah, and his name is Mr. Johnson. Tallywhacker Johnson.
Anyhow, let's move along, shall we? That one just bothered me because so many people are giving this poor girl shit, and all she did was a little shit talking that the other person had been doing too. Anyhow, stop with this nonsense. They lost. Let them be losers in peace.
You're not my boss.
Jack, do you remember when they got rid of the girls who hold up the signs and stuff at racing events?
Yeah, that was dumb.
Well, they've kind of fixed it.
Did they? Is this going to be
Yes.
a bunch of dudes in like short shorts and cut off t-shirts holding up signs because they still don't understand their own marketing base?
Look on the screen. This is the one on the left was a grid girl. That's what they call them, who is no longer one because we had to get rid of those because they were exploitative.
So you got wow, was that the Downsy trio? I don't know what's happening here, but the one on the right is definitely Downsy. The other two look like dudes.
They're all dudes.
They're all dudes? Oh,
yeah. This is drag.
For drag racing?
I guess. They got rid of the grid girls and replaced them with that. One, it was wrong to get rid of them anyway, and that whole push was stupid as shit.
Yeah.
They're exploiting them. It's just like the booth babes at CES and different things like that. They have pretty women there. You know those women are getting paid, right? You took away their jobs, you fucking assholes.
They took our jobs.
They literally took our jobs. And now you just get fat, ugly guys dressed in skimpy women's clothes. That's much better. When are women going to catch on? You know, I want to watch this Andrew Klavan thing. When are women going to catch on? That some of them are starting to. But that you guys are being so disrespected and replaced everywhere.
Yeah, it just proves men are better at everything.
It's insane.
Yeah. Sorry, women. We're better than you.
And
it's provable fact.
The problem is, and this is just true, that women kind of made it happen.
Well, they looked the other way out of the sense of feelings. And now they're like, what?
They didn't look the other way. They actively participated.
Oh, that's fair.
That's the only difference I want to make there. But yeah, they were, again, it's that compassion thing with them. You guys got to learn this. Sometimes you just say no.
Yeah.
The power of no.
It has to be tempered.
It is Anal's birthday. So before we watch Klavan here, Anal in, this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday.
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Anal. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. And I'm sorry I burped during your song.
Are you?
I am.
I feel like that was like a special sound effect. You could have just passed that off. And
I know I find that horrible on streams and stuff. I was just in the middle of singing and it came up and I apologize. That's horrible. I hope your birthday is better than your song.
That's not hard.
And it's fair. All right, let's watch Andrew Klavan talk about this real quick, Jack. I don't know if you said you were gone all day, so I don't know if you've seen this clip.
Nope.
To me, women are at the core of this. I mean, more and more women are waking up and finding out that the sexual revolution really left them out in the cold, that feminism has really denied them their own identity. Yep. The idea.
Amen, right?
Right? I love Klavan. He's a smart dude. And he's somebody I think I could hang out with.
You know, as I was watching this, because I think you and I have talked about that before, Klavan is my favorite.
Yeah.
Of course, there have been things I disagree with him on. Anything at the Daily Wire, especially because there's so much religion over there.
Yeah.
He doesn't push it as bad as somebody like Walsh or Knowles.
Yeah.
But he's very, I love this guy. I think he's very smart. You guys should check him out if you haven't. But anyway.
Yeah, that men shouldn't have their own private clubs now means that women can't even have their own sports, you know, True. Things that it's interesting that the transgender movement is more and more becoming a question of men pretending to be women.
Literally.
To be fair, it seems to be more a question of failed men and predators pretending to be women. When we criticize most of the transgender movement, we are generally speaking not talking about people with actual dysphoria. We're talking about weirdos and perverts.
Stevie asks, if he's so smart, why can't he figure out how to grow hair? No, see, he's smart enough to not fight it and just go with it.
Yeah, see, and that's acceptance is the key to balding, I assure you. But it's also because your brain is so massively working on important stuff, it doesn't have time to think about growing hair. People with a full lush head of hair, first of all, barbers hate them when they're old because it's gross. Old man hair is disgusting, and nobody wants to deal with that. And you're spending all your time combing your pretty hair, like, oh my god, Andrew Klavan's out there writing books and being smart. And I'm telling you, I could hang out with him. He would probably get sick of me real fast, but he's a funny dude. He's a weirdo.
When it comes to the hair thing, I have respect for people who just embrace it. People like Gene Hackman in his later years, he didn't like throw on a wig. He just, all right, I'm going bald. People like Danny DeVito who just don't give a shit.
Well, there's bald people in the world. I mean, they were representing.
And just accept it. We've talked about the baldness thing a couple of times on the show. And our message here, seriously, gentlemen, listen to us. Accept it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't waste your time on all that bullshit that doesn't work. The hair plugs and the Rogaine and shit. That rarely works for anyone. And it looks silly when you get like the plugs.
Look at Joe Biden. He got the plugs clearly. And look at him now. He's bald anyway.
Yeah.
Stop fighting it.
He looks like he has creepy old man hair.
All right. Let's get back to Andrew here.
There's not that many. You don't see a lot of women pretending to be men joining men's sports. I mean, that's just.
Although there was a soccer club, Sydney Watson tweeted this out. I forget where they're at. All trans men. And they had a soccer match against young men who kicked the ever-loving shit out of them.
Yeah.
It was something like 8-1 in a soccer match. That's ridiculous. And I think the ball just bounced off one of the guys and fell into the net.
Just not happening, right? But this is a feminist. I hate to use the word because I'm so opposed to feminism, but it is a feminine issue. The idea that women don't exist may be the single most offensive idea in the history of offensive ideas. The idea that 50% of this country does not exist as who they are, and because men.
I want to talk about that because that is really what we're talking about with the whole trans women are women. We've got to the point, Jack, where you have doctors talking about people who menstruate, people who give birth, women. It's just women. Oh, no, because that's a guy over there. See, he's got the puberty beard. He's got the I take hormones puberty beard. Uterus, right? Because that's the only way you can have a baby, you fucknut. And this is what he's talking about. And this is literally what it is with what's going on here. And this is why I say, women, you got to fight this. Men, help, please. But this is women's fight because for some reason we've decided you guys are the only ones allowed to have opinions. And as you've been going,
a woman idea.
It was. And that, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was some piece of shit who was trying to get laid. That's where that shit started. You're so smart.
Yeah.
No, she isn't. She's dumb and you want to put your dick in her. Stop lying to the girl.
Well, being a male feminist, I mean, it's not that far off from being a woman.
But that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Guys, support the women who are fighting against this shit. And women, fight this shit. They're literally trying to erase your existence. You're not even women anymore. And Klavan's right about where this started. Men can't have their own spaces. That's a man's club. Oh, you got to let women in there. Well, once you do that, the equality part has to kick in, which means you have to let the boys into your space.
No, that's equity, monkey. Also, BIPOC swimming days are on Thursdays, so be aware of that. What the thing we talked about yesterday, Black people only swimming days?
Oh, right. Here we go.
And have big mouths, and because we're the guys who do the talking so much of the time, these women are being drowned out. I mean, they're being beaten up in New Zealand by guys pretending to be women.
The women who fight back are not being drowned out. They're not. They're being ignored. If you are a woman who is on the side of wokeness, you can get on TV. If you're a woman who's against that shit, oh hell no. And in fact, what they'll do is they'll ignore you completely just to talk about people like Shapiro and Klavan and Walsh. So you're wrong on that one. They're not being drowned out. They're being purposefully ignored.
And the police stand by and do nothing.
Well, it was just Women's History Month, and all the big awards during Women's History Month went to men.
How incredibly offensive is that? I mean, it's like, and we who are men who love women, who have women that we love in our lives, we have to understand that this is an assault on them. This is a genuine attack on the fact that they exist. It's an attack on gay people. Gay people who are people who like the same gender now no longer exist.
I can't find anywhere he's wrong in there except for the women being drowned out part, Jack.
Well, maybe they're being drowned out on bucket loads of... can't finish that sentence without getting us in trouble. Thank you, Travis Gardner. Redo has a Patreon. Just saying. Yeah, I do like that site. They are feminists. They are pretty left-leaning, but they really bring up a lot of stuff that we talk about. So they cover a lot of the articles that nobody else does. So I do like that. But thank you, Travis.
No, Monk, they are being drowned out. We have women here that are trying to kick out of government for holding the view women are women. But again, that's not them being drowned out. That is silencing them, ignoring them. They don't exist. You got to get rid of them so nobody hears their idea. That's different than there's too many men in the space doing the talking so women can't be heard. That is... They are heretics. We got to shut them up. They'll spread their blasphemy to other women and it'll infect them all like a period. We'll have to put them in tents.
They do tend to sync up.
It's just fucked up. And Jack, Klavan said something there that really did resonate with me. As people who have women in our lives that we love. And I hear that line, I think of my wife and my daughter and my granddaughters. And the fact that they're now living in a world where people tell them that what they are isn't even real. Faithless says that's a semantic point. It's not. It is not a semantic point because there's a huge difference from purposefully ignoring and there just being too many people, just too many voices. It would be one thing if they were being drowned out. There's just too many men talking about this so the women can't be heard. The women are out there. They have what's her name? The cute one that's actually way too old to look as cute as she is. That had that stalker.
Melanie Mack.
Melanie Mack, thank you. She's out there. She's got tons of fans. You don't see her going on CNN. They're never going to invite her in because she has the wrong opinion. And they'll never talk about her. She has the wrong opinion. They'll talk about dudes who have the wrong opinion, though, because that gives the impression that men are just trying to keep women down. It is purposeful to push the narrative that it's just men doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what else is purposeful? People not hitting the like button. What's going on? Come on, Monkey's feelings are being hurt by these low numbers. Can we get that up a little bit? Can we get it up to at least half?
What Jack means there is his feelings are being hurt. They know my never fall for that. Phoebe's feelings are being hurt.
How dare you? How dare you?
Jeremiah's birthday was yesterday, and she's going to show this to him, but she wants us to sing to him. So, Jeremiah, this is for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday,
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeremiah. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do. You don't run into the name Jeremiah very often.
No, but it's all downhill after 40. So get these last years of like good knees and not back pain in before everything starts falling apart.
Do people meet your husband and always sing the Jeremiah was a bullfrog thing?
Oh, I forget about that song a lot.
Oh, I love that song. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Why was he making friends with a bullfrog?
He was high.
Available?
He was
That's
high
not
as
an
fuck.
excuse.
It is. Green Lady says all the time, and he hates it. I've noticed that with people who have, there's a song out there with their name in it. People will constantly make reference, and it drives them insane.
Yeah, I got that a lot with Jack and Diane back in the day.
Yeah.
But I dated a chick named Diane for a hot minute, and she hated that song more than I did because I was just like, well, that's moderately annoying. And she's like, oh my God, I fucking hate that. So, yeah, that made me more indifferent to it. And she was a really bad person. So,
yeah, I feel bad, but I kind of want a famous song to come out about a Frank so people do that to me. There's no Frank representation in popular music.
Oh, I bet there is.
There's not. Trust me, I look for it so that I can be represented and feel good about myself. The only cool Frank out there is Frank Castle, who goes around killing bad guys.
He is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Even look on Always Sunny. Look who Frank is on that show.
Yeah.
Look at Francis in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Where are they hosing him down?
The name Frank and Francis, we just don't get any respect. We just don't.
What about Filthy Frank or Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra was cool at the time, but he's been dead for like ever.
Yeah, he was never that cool. I'm sorry. He just always looked like a drunk.
No, I mean, you got mafia connections and you sing. And I do like some of Sinatra's songs, but I agree with you. If I'm looking for cool, I'm going more Bogey, you know. Bogey was cool.
I don't know. I never found him that cool. He always just seemed like a mumbly old man because he had like the droopy dog face. And I saw Droopy before I saw Humphrey Bogart.
Bogey pulled off being cool, being an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
that's hard to do.
It must have been difficult growing up in a forest full of ugly trees.
Yeah, and he fucking every day climbed up and just jumped.
Yeah, through all of the branches. But yeah, I don't know.
And if you watch something like Casablanca, one of my favorite movies, he's just cool in that. Anyhow, Francis Ford Coppola, I mean, he can make some decent movies occasionally, but have you seen the guy?
Yeah. Look, there's always your hero, Francis, the character played by Boogie.
Well, there's that too. Here's looking at you. It's not just here's looking at you, it's here's looking at you, kid. Man, he pulls that line off so well. I'm so jealous. Anyhow, how about the Frank Castle played by Nathan Fillion? That's a mystery writer.
I don't think his name is Frank Castle. His last name's Castle, isn't it?
His last name's Castle, but it's Richard Castle.
Yeah. Dick.
And I love the show Castle. Actually, my wife, I told you we fall asleep to shows, right? My wife has been on a Castle kick as she falls asleep.
Ah.
I love Castle. Castle's a great show until about right after season 5 ends. you should just be watching. Because it gets just stupid.
Yeah. Most shows have that problem, though. Like, usually they introduce that dude that played Marcy's husband, the second husband.
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name. That guy shows up and everything. Or like the A-Team introduced the FX specialist. All the shows do it.
Well, the problem with Castle is a lot of what it relies on is the sexual tension between the two. And in a show like that, they're eventually going to get together. But as soon as they do that, it ruins the dynamic. Plus, behind the scenes, they hated each other.
Yeah.
In the final season, they refused to be filmed together.
Yeah. I just looked up Famous Franks. But no, what shows like that need to do is kill one of the love interests off right after they bang.
Yeah. Mick says
fixes it.
Yeah, Mick says like Bones. Yeah, Bones did the same thing. I mean, it was a little better. I love Bones. I really do.
I fucking hate that show. That chick is so irritating.
She's married. What's her name? Emily Deschanel. Yeah. She's married to Cricket from Always Sunny.
Wow.
That's
a thing that I just found out.
Yeah, my wife told me that the other day because we become hooked on Always Sunny, and again,
it's an awesome show.
Bones is another one we watched the whole thing. I watched all the way up until they killed the counselor guy. What's his name? Sweets.
Yeah.
When they killed him, I was like, I'm not watching the show anymore. Fuck you.
Oh, that show sucks.
I love that show. How dare you?
It's such a waste of David Boreanaz's talent.
I liked him. So
unlikable.
Really?
Yeah, I find her to be one of the most obnoxious, arrogant, pretentious people on the planet. Her inability to understand a basic human interaction would grate on me to no end. She got better over the course of the series, but she was just always like, "Oh, I'm so smart. Look at me. I'm a smart person." Ugh,
in fairness, if you met a woman who's got this PhD and she's especially in anthropology, especially with such a weird specialty.
Yeah.
She would be just like that. She would basically be a sociopath.
And I would not hang out with her because she'd be fucking irritating. I thought that chick was a serial killer. When I was like, is this chick the one that did it? Because she's really fucking obnoxious. She's very unlikable. And David Boreanaz is always trying to make her happy. Like, oh, please like me.
He had a crush. Come on, man.
She's not that good looking. Her sister's way hotter. Emily Deschanel, way hotter.
Zoe. Emily's the one that's on the show.
Yeah, Zoe Deschanel, the pixie princess girl. So I think she's just obnoxious, and she always give this look like, oh, I'm smarter than you. I don't know why you're even talking to me. Ugh.
That's the character she was playing.
I know, and she's an unlikable twat.
Wow.
And the little ginger guy being all irritating and pussyfied, and I hated him.
I liked him.
I didn't like Sweets. He was a little bitch. And,
my problem with Sweets is they push the idea so hard that psychology actually works that well.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way at all.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. I just hated the show. I think there were too many MacGuffins used. This would totally work. Brr, brr,
brr. Frank, thank you. And she's vegan. I didn't know that, but a lot of the stuff that you might think is MacGuffins, because I've looked this up, a lot of that stuff is real. Now,
the 3D imaging they do is not real.
The 3D imaging, but see, they also dropped that after season 1, I believe it is. They made big changes after season 1.
I didn't make it much past that. My parents are watching the show now. It was just, I cannot stand it. It's so pretentious. It's for dumb people that think they're smart. I saw it on an episode of Bones. Oh yeah, I'm going to use my legal knowledge from NCIS and slap federal agents on the back of the head too.
It's kind of like House. House did really weird things. The problem with both of those shows, House and Bones, is that there's not enough of that in real life to justify 20 episodes over the course of 7 or 8 seasons.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones, if you pay attention in House, especially after season 4-ish, the cases get really pushed to the back for the character side of things.
Yeah.
Where we learn more about like 13 and her Huntington's disease. And yeah, it just, they didn't have enough stuff to justify what they did in the beginning. I still like the show.
They always cut the better actors or the better writers as time goes on to cut costs.
Yeah.
So you get worse writers who only know how to focus on certain elements and they don't do research.
And season 8 was just fucking horrible of House. Damian Gershwin, thank you so very much. Was it woke at all? Can't remember which show. None of the shows we're talking about are overly woke, but all of them had woke things in them. Because that stuff was already started by the time those shows came on.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I just don't like that show. I don't like NCIS that much. That could have been a good police procedural, but it's too silly. Every time they try and do something interesting, it gets all super silly and jokey. And you can't take it seriously when it's jokey all the time. You can have a couple of jokes, but I want more Law and Order and a little less Brooklyn 999 or whatever it's called.
House was fun because they got really wacky. The serious portions were like blah blah blah. Hurry up. The stuff where they got him and Cuddy together, they should have left that shit alone. Some of the serious stuff works, like the episode where Eric gets the rare disease and he purposefully gives it to Cameron because he knows she'll fight harder to solve it if she's gonna die too.
Yeah,
that is a deep fucking episode. And then the episode where Eric, what's his last name? The black guy, Omar Epps.
Oh, I don't remember his last name.
Fuck. But he accidentally kills a woman. He gives her the wrong thing, and it was a 50-50 shot. And Foreman, thank you, yeah. He went the wrong way, and she ends up dying. That is a really, really good episode.
Yeah, Eric Foreman was
Eric Foreman,
kid
yeah,
from that 70s show.
I don't know why I remembered the name Eric, but not Foreman.
Eric Foreman is the guy from that 70s show.
I never watched that. I've seen like 3 episodes of that. Yeah. I didn't find it all that funny.
It's not.
Yeah. But normally, I mean, they call him Foreman most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why Eric is what stuck in my head.
I don't know.
Yeah, things happen.
I just always conflated Eric Foreman with that 70s show. So when I heard there was a character named Eric Foreman on House, I thought it was the ginger kid from that 70s show, and they were doing some weird crossover.
Ah, gotcha.
Because I never paid much attention to it. But I want to read you a few famous Franks, because you said there aren't that many notable ones.
Well, specifically, I was talking in music, but overall, yeah, I did say that's it.
Real quick. Thank you, Travis Gardner. I'm just tired of that smart equals asshole trope. It's grating. Yeah, the superiority complex, it's lazy writing.
Well, hang on. In Bones, it's fair, though, because you ever meet even a woman who says, I have a PhD?
Yeah, they're fucking annoying.
Yeah, she was written very well for the character that she was supposed to be.
Yeah, I just don't like people like that. So why do I want to watch a show about that?
No, that's fair. That's fair. And you're right about it happening a lot where, okay, they're smart, so they're like that. But in that case, it did make sense for her to be like that. And I get you not wanting to watch somebody like that, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm in this case, I'm just arguing the writing for that character was spot on.
I think the writing was shit for the show to begin with, because it's another NCIS. Like, let's do something wacky. We got to have wacky dialogues. Because people talk like this.
Oni says Police Squad was the most accurate cop show ever. Probably. By the way, if you've never watched Police Squad, it's the show that eventually becomes Naked Gun. Thank you. It's only like half a season. You should find it and watch it. You'll notice a lot of the jokes are in Naked Gun.
Yeah, because it's from the files of Police Squad.
Oh yeah, I fucking love that show.
Oh, thank you, Travis Gardner. Yes, Monk, I was married to a PhD, you are mostly right.
See? But anyway, you were going to read the famous Franks.
Yeah, I found some famous Franks just so you feel a little better. There's Frank Sinatra, Frank Ocean, also a singer. There's
Never heard
Frank.
Never heard of him.
Me, there's some black dude that looks a little bit like Jamie Foxx.
I know Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean is awesome.
Very, very. Anyway,
Frank Pugin, who's a dog.
What?
Yeah, he's a dog.
The name of famous Franks, the third one is a fucking dog.
To be fair, he's number 5 after some YouTuber I've never heard of and some guitarist named Frank Lero. I don't know who they are, so I skipped them.
All right. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is a goddamn dog.
Yeah. He's a cute dog. He's a little pug.
And one of them is a YouTuber. My parents, they cursed me.
No, because there's Frank Welker, a voice actor. Frank Welker, he did the voice of like Optimus Prime and a bunch of other famous cartoon characters from when we were kids.
So somebody who you never got to see their face, they got to play. Okay, fair enough.
Well, he looks very average. He wouldn't look like Optimus Prime. So I think he was on Masters of the Universe too. He's done. If there was a cartoon in the 80s and 90s, he probably did a voice on it.
Then somebody nobody knows. Go ahead.
Frank Oz.
Oh fuck.
The puppeteer. Come on, he was Yoda.
Yeah, no, I like Frank Oz's work, but again, have you seen Frank Oz?
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
If you don't know who Frank Oz is, if you've seen the movie Trading Spaces, he's the cop who says, "This is PCP, angel dust." The one when Dan Aykroyd is getting it's not really arraigned.
Oh.
But that cop who's sitting at the desk, that's Frank Oz.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, nerds. It was Megatron. My bad. Nobody cares.
Fair enough.
It was one of the robots. Leave me alone. Nobody cares.
I'll give you Frank Oz and Frank Sinatra. We got 2.
And what about Frank Zappa?
No.
Why?
No.
Just because you don't like him doesn't make him not famous. Yeah, Frank Oz was Fred from Scooby-Doo.
You don't look up and aspire to be these people or get no.
Yeah, Frank Miller, the comic book creator, wrote The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Thank you, Himmler. Don't forget Anne Frank. Admittedly, she showered with attention and burned out young. Thanks, Himmler. That was dark.
But that's the last name. It's not first name. It doesn't count.
There was Frank Sinatra Jr.
Frank Sinatra. I just want to point out the people you're telling me now are lower than a dog. Yeah. All right. They're lower than a dog. How dare you
impugn Frank Pugin? He's 4 years old. He's a good boy. He has a little Superman t-shirt. It's cute.
Look up Famous Jacks and see how long it takes you to get to a dog.
I don't know if you want me to do that.
I don't, because my ego is actually taking a hit here.
There's Frank Gore. He's a footballer. Frank Lloyd Wright.
Huh?
The architect?
Sure.
Weird buildings. Well,
Frosted Glass, thank you. Frank the pedo who lives under a bridge near me. That's normally who they turn out to be on TV.
What about Frank Fritz from American Pickers?
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen American Pickers, where they go around and buy junk from people?
All right, I just want to point out we're still under the dog. Why would I have seen this?
I don't know. Normal people stuff. How about Frank Stallone?
The retarded brother, yeah.
He's not retarded. He's actually a really good actor. He can talk.
Okay.
He's in a rendition of Phantom of the Opera that is one of the better low-budget ones that was made for $500.
He looks like somebody tried to clone Sylvester and got the Danny DeVito from Twins.
No. He's just a little fatter. What about Frank Bruno, the boxer?
I'll give you Frank Bruno, but again, you have to be a boxing fan to know that guy. What?
How about Frank Cantina, 58? His job family member.
Fuck.
I don't even know what that means.
All right.
There's Frank White, a baseball player. One of my personal favorites, Frank Gorshin, the Riddler.
Oh, yeah, fair.
What about Frank Morgan? Played the Wizard in the Wizard of Oz movie that you hate?
Yeah, I looked up to him a lot.
At least he's famous. Oh, thank you, Evolved Potato. To be fair, nearly all people on Earth are lower than dogs, at least what they're worth-wise. That's true. People do like their dogs better. What about Frank Robinson?
Who?
Baseball player?
I know Jackie. Who the fuck's Frank?
Probably his less successful brother. I don't know. Frank Gifford, Gabby Gifford's ex-husband.
I know Frank Gifford is former.
Oh,
yeah, I know he is.
Frank Williams, race car driver.
No, Comrade Kitty, thank you. Did you try your full name, not just Frank? Oh yeah, look up famous Francises. You're gonna get Francis the Talking Mule.
What about Frank Langella? Played Skeletor.
No.
Oh. All right,
No.
we've number one on famous Francises is Francis Ngannou, an MMA fighter.
Damien, thank you again. Quite frankly, streamer / YouTuber. Oh man, damn it! I've thought there was a time when I was going to change my channel to be called Quite Frankly. I've also thought of Frankly Speaking.
Yeah. What about Francis Drake, the explorer?
No kid wants to grow up to be Francis Drake.
He was a famous explorer. He did a bunch of stuff and killed a bunch of locals.
You did not play in your backyard as Francis whoever. I can't even remember his last name now.
That's your memory, not my fault. Francis Ford Coppola. We did mention that. All right, now it gets really into the weeds.
Wait, before you do, Anonymous Gamer and other people have mentioned this. Francis Scott Key. Again, I am a fan, but it's not like, yay, we got somebody that nobody pays attention to that. Thank you, Rodline. James Cameron's real name is Francis.
Oh.
But you notice he doesn't go by it.
Well, I mean.
Again, there are several people in my family named after my grandfather. That's where the name comes from. I'm the only one that uses it.
Francis Scott Key is number 6 on this list. Number 4 is Francis Borges, a TikTok star.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Number 5 is Francis Concepcion, a pop singer who looks, I don't know, like a really fat girl, but it's a dude.
Okay, this time, guys, I really do need you to hit like for my ego. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse. Like number 8's a TikTok star, and he comes before fucking Francis Bacon, the philosopher and alchemist. We're getting into the weeds here. Bunch of people I've never heard of. A lot of TikTok stars on this list named Francis. You should have been on TikTok.
I guess I should go there.
Yeah. I don't know how many of them are commies, but I assume they're all helping communism at this point.
Does Franz Ferdinand count? No.
What about Frances Bavier? She's an actress.
Yeah, you had to throw in a she, didn't you?
What about Francis William Aston, the chemist?
Yeah, I remember as a kid sitting there going, oh, Francis something, the chemist. I'm going to grow up to be like him. Look, we just don't have good representation in pop media. That's all I'm saying. And really I think we proved that when Frank got number 4 was a dog.
The Frank representation isn't real good.
No. So anyway. Every so often I do need my ego deflated just a little bit. And
sorry.
Pope Francis. That's a great one.
If it's any consolation, on the Jack list, the most recognizable one is number 11 at Jack Black before you get into anybody. Because otherwise it's like TikTok stars and pop singers.
What's number 1 for Jack?
Number 1 is Jack Champion, a movie actor.
That's the number 1 famous Jack that they have?
Yeah.
Nicholson's not on there?
No. I think this list was made by 10-year-olds.
This was made by Bones.
Autists. Arrogant autists. Because I've never heard of most of these people. Jack Nicholson is number 24.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jack Kennedy. Jack in the Box. None of these?
No, Jack Kennedy would be under John.
Fair, I guess. Jack the Ripper.
Nope.
Jack Lemmon. Yeah.
Nope. Jack Lemmon's not even on the top 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
Although,
kind of idiot? Okay, that is a dumbass list. However, the Frank one is well represented.
well, that was probably all the famous Franks.
It is. It literally is. Because you can make a list of the famous Franks. You probably can't actually make a list of all the famous Jacks that have been out there. Anyhow, how the fuck did this even happen?
I don't know. We tangent quite a bit.
Shoehorn of Plenty, thank you so much. Francisco Pancho Villa. Francisco equals Frank in Spanish. Actually, it equals Francis in Spanish, but I get what you're saying. All right, let's see if the archives are going to work. Not for the first one. Hang on, I'm doing producing stuff in the background here. Hey, the second one came up.
Oh, okay.
All right. So whatever the first one is, if you want to do it, we can do it.
All right. Over at the Daily Mail. Exclusive. Matt Gaetz demands FBI agent who, quote, suppressed Hunter Biden probe's, quote, girlfriend preserve records after her tweets suggested she had inside information on whistleblowers who reported him.
I saw this story, yeah.
So Matt Gaetz has sent letters to both Twitter and the rumored girlfriend of former Special Agent Timothy Thibault. I don't know. After the woman suggested she had insider information on whistleblowers who claimed Thibault tried to do away with the Hunter Biden laptop investigation. Gaetz, from a Republican in Florida, a member of the subcommittee investigating government weaponization, said that Melissa Morgan Ransom's Twitter account suggests she might have first or second-hand knowledge of internal Department of Justice matters, and that a number of her tweets can be construed as attempts to intimidate federal whistleblowers. Thibault has been accused by whistleblowers of trying to shut down the FBI investigation into Hunter's laptop, but denies having any involvement. A now deleted Twitter account named @MissyMorganFit and belonging to Morgan Ransom has been putting up a dogged defense of Thibault and tweeting suggestions that she has insider knowledge of the DOJ and the investigation with whistleblowers and suggests the whistleblowers might be outed.
I don't know if the tweets are in there, but in the tweet she says that these whistleblowers aren't as anonymous as they think they are, and she says it repeatedly.
That does sound like a threat, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And then in one of them, she says they're not as anonymous as they think they are, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, but she says something to the effect, "It'll all come out soon" or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, dude.
Oh no, you're good. In letters obtained by the DailyMail.com, Gaetz wrote to both Morgan Ransom and Twitter asking them to preserve records related to the account, including its direct messages. He also asked for any and all communication between Morgan Ransom and any FBI agent be preserved, including texts and emails. Morgan Ransom, a self-described Republican, claimed GOP leaders in Congress are trying to slander Thibault and he will soon be vindicated. Since the tweets in question came to light...
I was just going to say real quick, because they keep saying alleged girlfriend. The reason they're saying that, this is one I really wish we could bring the story up. There's pictures of her with this guy in several vacation-y looking things.
Uh-huh.
Like they've clearly been together, whether they've been a couple or not. She is doggedly defending this guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there. I just wanted to point out to the audience, this is how they know that they've been together, because there's fucking pictures out there.
Yeah. Thank you, Frosted Glass. So you're telling me the most famous Francis you can find is a YouTuber that can't climb a set of stairs? That's it. I'm going by James Cameron from now on. That's
smart move.
Yeah.
It'll help your career.
Might open some... You got to say you're James Cameron Jr., and that might open some legs for you. I mean, doors. In October 2020, 1 month before the election, Thibault closed an avenue of derogatory Hunter Biden recording. Judicial ranking member Senator Chuck Grassley claimed in a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland after hearing from whistleblowers.
Yep.
On February 11th, Morgan Ransom, who has since made her account private, tweeted, "The anonymous whistleblowers are lying. You will find out soon enough."
There you go. Real quick, Eagle says he's in the hospital. They had to take a foot of his intestine out. Dude, I hope you feel better quickly.
Oh man, that sucks. Hope you're feeling better soon.
Get well, yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, back to this. Yeah, so basically this is the guy who inside the FBI killed the Hunter Biden laptop thing.
Yes.
And you had the whistleblowers come out, and this chick has been all over social media in an account that as soon as this came out, she deleted, defending him in ways that are, threatening. Keep going,
yeah,
Jack.
they give some other examples that you basically just described. Thibault was one of 13 assistant special agents assigned to investigate the Hunter laptop saga and was reportedly removed from the supervisory role by Wray earlier that month after agency whistleblowers shed light on an alleged pattern of political bias from multiple high-ranking officials. Thibault abruptly resigned from the FBI last August. He claimed he was not fired or asked to retire, but had been up for retirement after nearly 20 years with the agency.
Very coincidental timing.
Yeah. The former agent, though, through his legal counsel, has denied having been involved with the probe into Hunter Biden's laptop and said he made no decisions related to shutting investigations into the laptop.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Copies of the letters are in the article. You get the idea. That's pretty much what there is to it. Otherwise, it goes over some of the same information we already covered.
Yeah, in the letter to her, it asks her for the Twitter stuff and any other communication, like it said, with the FBI. The one to Twitter, it just says, hey, please preserve this account, especially any DMs.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes from that. I'm guessing not. Although Gates did say at the end of the one to her, I think the last line is see you soon or something like that.
Ugh.
So she's going to be called up in front of the committee that Jim Jordan's doing, I'm positive. The what is it, the government retaliation committee or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good luck, lady. Because all your dirty laundry is going to come out. Why would you do that? Why would you be that fucking bold? Because there's even one of them, Jack, where somebody asks a question about Babaluski, is that his name? The one who came out and said he had information about Biden.
Oh, yeah.
And the FBI never got back to him. But somebody asked, how do you know? Because she says, yes, they did. And she's like, well, how do you know? And she says, I wasn't in the room, and then has a wink face.
Yeah.
Bobolinsky, thank you. She's giving all of these hints that she was where she wasn't supposed to be. She shouldn't be involved in an FBI investigation. But apparently she has some inside knowledge, including who the whistleblowers are, which, as we all learned during the second impeachment trial, that's a crime. You can't be out there outing whistleblowers.
Look, it's not a crime if a federal agent commits it or their girlfriends. They're protected, Monkey. They are immune from prosecution.
Anyhow, yeah, that's pretty fucked up. I saw that today and I was like, you've got to be kidding. And this all broke. Some guy on Substack broke this.
Yeah. I don't remember. I closed the article already.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Substack. It was Greg Price. Greg Price.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Substack has actually had some pretty good reporters going over there who are actually doing some digging.
Yeah, Greg Price is real good. I follow him on Twitter, and he breaks a lot of stuff. He's got some real serious connections, I think.
And then you see the mainstream media, and I read zero stories about this today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to include it, because I hadn't heard about it until I stumbled on it on the Daily Mail.
I just happened to, somebody retweeted it. That's how I saw it. It's not like, I saw it on CNN. No, the mainstream, we're talking about the intimidation of witnesses.
Yeah.
In a federal probe. And they're like, hey man, we don't need to talk about that. By the way, did you know Trump's being indicted? I fucking hate our media, Jack.
You should. They're worthless.
Most of them. Hashtag not all, but damn near.
Too many of them.
Fugitive ex-Larry Hogan chief of staff dead after FBI shootout in Tennessee.
What?
The fugitive ex-chief of staff of former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan was killed in a shootout while law enforcement was trying to execute an arrest near Knoxville, Tennessee. According to a report in the Baltimore Banner, FBI agents had confirmed to his family that Roy McGrath died at the hospital after being confronted at a stop. William C. Brennan Jr., the attorney for McGrath's wife, Laura Brunner, confirmed the death to the Baltimore Banner, and Mr. McGrath's own lawyer acknowledged his client's death. Laura is absolutely distraught. You don't have to say things like that. I really hate when they do that, Jack. The family is upset. No shit. I mean, it would be newsworthy if she's like, I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, that'd be a little better, actually.
In a statement, McGrath's attorney, Joseph Murtha, said he was incredibly saddened by the loss of Roy McGrath's life and the unfortunate events that have transpired over the last 3 weeks. I'm not familiar with this. Do they tell us what he did?
I don't remember if it's in this article. Okay. I think it is, but I'm not sure.
Roy McGrath never wavered about his innocence, Mr. Murtha said. Then how did he get shot? Anyway, Mr. McGrath was discovered Monday evening by the FBI 3 weeks after missing the start of his trial in a federal fraud case. The agency have acknowledged the shooting in public statement earlier in the evening, saying it was reviewing an agent-involved shooting which occurred at approximately 6:30 on Monday, April 3rd. During the arrest, the subject, Mr. McGrath, sustained injury and was transported to the hospital. That's kind of vague. He got shot and died. I feel like there should be a little bit more to that statement.
Oh, you would think so, but it's the FBI. They don't answer to the plebs.
This isn't even a we thought he had a gun kind of statement.
Yep.
They're just like, yeah, we killed a guy. The statement was not explicit about whether one of its agents had shot Mr. McGrath or whether the gunshot was self-inflicted. I guess that's possible, too, that he shot himself.
Yeah, I don't know. If he was claiming his innocence,
but it's specific. Did it. Wait. It specifically says an agent-involved shooting.
Yeah.
That sounds like the agent shot him.
Yeah, it does. They probably did.
The FBI said it would investigate the shooting. Oh, so it's going to be a thorough and perfectly well-done investigation.
Well, obviously.
Citing a witness to the scene, Mr. Banner reported the confrontation took place at a high-end shopping center in Farragut, Tennessee, about 17 miles west of Knoxville. So this guy ran from a fraud trial, and they were just trying to find him, and they ended up shooting his ass.
Oh, like you do. They would have waited until he was in a compound full of children before setting it on fire, but they didn't have time for that.
John Housley told the news outlet that he was leaving a Gold's Gym around 6:45 when he saw an unmarked police vehicle surrounding a white Yukon SUV that had both side windows shot out. Ah, fuck. I thought, someone's pulled over. You saw 2 shot out windows and you thought somebody was just pulled over.
Clearly self-inflicted.
Yeah, he shot himself and both windows went out.
Maybe he was one of those, exploding people.
Mr. Housley said he saw blood on the ground as the man was taken out of the Yukon. The fatal shooting ends a 3-week manhunt after he failed to show up for his trial. He faced charges related to a payout he received after he was executive director of the Maryland Environmental Service to become Mr. Hogan's chief of staff. The indictment accused McGrath of falsifying a document related to severance payment of a year's salary, $233,647. So it looked like Mr. Hogan approved it. Oh, whoopsie. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we're never going to find out whether he was guilty or not, Jack, because he's not going through the justice system.
Well, the FBI decided for us. So,
look, it might have been a clean shoot. I don't know because that is very vague, but dying for something like that seems really, really stupid.
Yeah. Well, whenever the FBI is involved, the phrase clean shoot doesn't tend to be high on my list of beliefs.
For the record, I cannot open any of the other articles, any of the other three.
Oh, that's okay. I'll grab them here in a second.
Did he know the Clintons? Yes.
Probably. Real quick. Thank you, Rodline. Way off topic, but famous trans rally Dennis is back. Thousands of... Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
About, what, halfway through the show?
Yeah, about that. Well, maybe about a third of the way through the show, because we did go 3 hours last night.
Oh, yeah. All the complaints filed because he's on a soccer team.
Because he's a 30-year-old man beating up little girls. So he can claim that he's a good soccer player.
Yeah. Ridiculous. But thank you, Rodline.
He says, I fell asleep. Oh, no, we don't expect people to catch everything, but when you guys do bring up something we talk about and we remember exactly where it is, we try to let you know so you can go watch it if you want to see.
Yeah. Then you can hear us laughing about the entire situation.
Yeah, we did. We brought that story up on screen, so if you're looking for what we were talking about, just go through until you see that picture come up and you'll be able to hear it. I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
No worries. Next up, we're going to talk about that shooting at the elementary school again.
Oh, with the 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Or the other one? Okay.
The shooter. Anti-gun protesters count transgender shooter among the victims during moment of silence.
Yeah, we saw that before we get on. I'm sorry. We had the Tennessee insurrection the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, they're, for the victims of that shooting, they're holding up 7 fingers.
Yeah.
The whole crowd up there with 7 fingers held up. There's 6 victims. 6.
Yeah.
And a jackass who probably should have just taken their own life. I know we're not supposed to say that, YouTube. I'm just saying, if they were going to die, I wish they wouldn't have taken anybody with them, especially 3 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Jack.
Some protesters inside the Tennessee state capitol counted transgender shooter Audrey Hale among the victims during a moment of silence. Protesters of the Capitol held a moment of silence for those who lost their lives at Nashville's Covenant Academy, but some disagreed on exactly how many victims there were. It's a poorly worded sentence. While some protesters held up 6 fingers commemorating the 3 children and 3 adults whose lives were taken at the horrible school shooting, others held up 7 fingers, counting the shooter among the victims. One protester remarked, "Every death is a tragedy, y'all. It's 7 lives." Another protester commented, "I'd say there were 7 victims. One of white supremacy." That's not in there. I added that. Hale was stopped by 2 heroic Metro Nashville Police Department officers. Officials have yet to release Hale's manifesto. By the way, there is evidence that this was a planned attack for months, that she apparently reconned everything and had little maps and stuff. The demonstration became unruly when 3 young protesters linked arms and blocked a legislator inside a bathroom, preventing him from returning to the chamber. The protesters were moved by Tennessee state troopers. And they look exactly like you'd think. There's photos in the article.
Well, hang on. Since we can't look at the article, how about this? This is footage of the protest where you can see these fucking assholes doing this shit.
Every death is a tragedy, y'all. It's 7 lives.
Seven victims. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, Jack.
Footage captured by Breitbart News moments before shows the legislator being escorted to the bathroom by troopers as the anti-gun protesters screamed at him. As some protesters commemorate the death of the shooter, various media outlets have begun to portray Hale in a sympathetic light or have taken precautions to make sure they have not misgendered her.
Yep.
And they put misgendered in little quotes. The Daily Mail wrote that Hale had been rejected by her Christian family, writing, 20 years later, after being rejected by her Christian family when she came out to them as gay, Hale has turned into a killer. Meanwhile, the New York Times posted a tweet reading, "There was confusion later on Monday about the gender identity of the assailant, the Nashville shooting. officials had used she and her to refer to the subject, who, according to a social media post and a LinkedIn profile, appeared to identify as a man in recent months. So yeah, they're trying to gin up all this support and sympathy for the shooter because it fits their narrative.
Yeah, they really are trying to make her sympathetic and fuck that bitch. I'm glad she's dead.
Yeah, she's a psycho. You shoot children. I'm sorry, you don't get a pass.
Nope.
I don't care what you identify as. That's messed up.
And I'm trying very hard to stay calm here, Jack, because this stuff annoys me. We talked about this last night, where if this was any other group, they would be getting the recognition they deserve for what happened to them.
Yeah.
But since it's Christians, hey, do you know that Christians don't like trans people? Almost basically saying it's okay that she shot these fucking people. Six people, 3 fucking 9-year-olds.
Yeah. And then they're justifying it. It's amazing what people could twist around and justify in their own head.
We saw this the night of when we looked at so many different people who were doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's angering. 3 9-year-olds
this
were murdered. And you're making the murderer a fucking hero, for fuck's sake.
Well, the more they do this, the more there's going to be pushback on it.
I wish you were right, but when are we going to start seeing that?
I don't know, but it's if it happens, it's going to be very bloody. All right, next up from the Washington Times. We'll drop this link into the chats as well, because I want you all to know about trigger warnings. We have to protect people, because Gone with the Wind slapped with trigger warning by publisher.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Margaret Mitchell's novel, which later spawned the iconic Hollywood film of the same name, is set in Georgia around the Civil War and includes depictions of slavery. We want to alert readers that there may be hurtful or indeed harmful phrases and terminology that were prevalent at the time this novel was written, and which are true to the context of the historical setting of this novel. Publisher Pan Macmillan says in a warning ahead of the book's 2022 edition, according to a report in the Telegraph.
Can we stop this shit? Are they going to have to start putting, hey, this is Shakespeare. The language was a little bit different and might be unclear to new readers.
Yeah, and it might be a bit bawdy in parts.
It's from a different time.
Yeah, really? I thought it was new. Yeah, at least they're not censoring it like they've tried recently with like Roald Dahl and others. So I guess there's that.
What was the other one they just did? Fuck, there wasn't another really big author that they just did this to.
Oh yeah, that's escaping me right now. But I know Roald Dahl and shit.
Agatha Christie, thank you.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie.
Yeah,
fucking Agatha Christie. All right, I guess Perot is
it reflects poorly on Belgians to accept them all to be smart. The story of slave-owning Scarlett O'Hara, quote, includes problematic elements, including romanticization of a shocking era in our history and the horrors of slavery, the warning reads. It goes on. The novel includes representation of unacceptable practices, racist and stereotypical depictions, and troubling themes, characterization, language, and imagery. Pan Macmillan's notice continued.
Jesus Christ.
While the publisher said that the book's text is unchanged because that would undermine the authenticity of the original, it put the warning in as a way of saying that it doesn't endorse the characterization, content, or language used. But they'll profit off of it.
And I do at least give them a little credit for not doing what they've done to other authors like Christie. But it's stupid that you have to put this warning in there.
Yeah, it's lame. Pan Macmillan also had historical novelist Philippa Gregory write an essay after the warning where the author argues that Mitchell defends racism and glamorizes and preaches white supremacy in the classic novel. So trying to be historically accurate is now glamorizing and preaching white supremacy.
Gray just said they do know that slave testimonies do not agree with the roots version of history, right? Here's the thing. There were horror owners. And yes, the slave owners could be very violent if their slaves weren't doing what they were supposed to be. But a lot of the stuff that you see, do you guys know what Stockholm Syndrome is? There were a lot of slaves that we know. Washington's slave absolutely loved George Washington.
Yeah. Well, he didn't beat them very much, so.
Right. The notion that and I am not in any way defending slavery here. But if you're going to do the depiction and get it right, you have to point out that a lot of slaves weren't being beaten on a regular basis. You know why? Because you want your slave to be able to do the work. Like, they're just killing them left and right. No, they weren't. Did it happen? Absolutely. Did slaves get raped? Yes. But from what we know, like with Thomas Jefferson, I mean, well, she was his slave, so she couldn't consent. From everything we know, she was all right with it. Does that make it okay in the overall? No, of course not. But if you're going to put the depiction in there, you got to put it in properly. And that's not a defense of slavery. It's just pointing out what it really was. Why are you so afraid of what it really was?
They have a narrative to work, Monkey.
I know.
All right, going on. The publisher also specified that it sought a white writer to write the foreword because asking a black one would inflict emotional labor on that person.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Gone with the Wind's trigger warning comes at a time when Miss Marple series by Agatha Christie and the James Bond novels by Ian Fleming, that's the one I was trying to remember,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, have also been edited to remove racial references and certain passages, according to the Telegraph. The film version of Gone with the Wind was briefly removed from the HBO Max streaming platform in 2020 due to protests sweeping the nation following George Floyd's murder. No, you had like 2 angry people wrote a letter. HBO returned to Gone to the Wind to its site a few weeks later, but this time with a disclaimer at the beginning saying that it is treatment of this world through a lens of nostalgia denies the horror of slavery as well as its legacies of racial inequity. There are also 2 videos that go with the disclaimer. One features Jacqueline Stewart, a Turner Classic Movies host who is black, contextualizing the movie. And the other is a panel discussion of the film's legacy from the 2019 TCM Classic Film Festival.
And Gone with the Wind probably is a bit romanticized.
Oh, yeah, it's a romance novel.
But it's a product of its time, too. I fucking hate this shit. Nobody's out there reading Gone with the Wind. Oh, yeah, I think we should bring slavery back.
Yeah, no.
That's fucking retarded. You know what bothers me, Jack?
So many things.
Very many things. But there's a push right now. You see leftists all, we can't burn books. We can't burn books. We can't ban books. These children need to see blowjobs in 3rd grade. But they have no problem changing the books.
Yeah. Well, that's fixing it.
What's the difference?
Yeah. There are books they will ban by just not reprinting them. They won't call it that. But that's what they'll do. They'll just not print them again. I'm shocked Fahrenheit 451 is still printed.
Well, again, that's an older one nobody's got around to yet.
Yeah.
Give them time.
But, they took the N-word out of the Mark Twain books.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of books they will fix. The pygmy depictions in Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Mark Twain, I mean, he was writing about his time, and that's how they would have called him.
Yeah.
The name made sense. Fucking hate these people. We'll just change it all, and then it never happened, Jack.
Well, they could craft the narrative of how things happen. All right, and the last article I brought was the new report, Chinese spy balloon collected intelligence from sensitive military sites, sent back to China in real time.
Shocking.
Yeah. This is what we called like the day of. The Chinese spy balloon that traversed across the continental U.S. before President Joe Biden had it shot down collected intelligence from sensitive military sites at times doing figure 8 formations to hover over certain sites, according to a report. The balloon gathered intelligence from several military sites, despite the Biden administration's insisting that measures were taken to prevent that from happening. NBC News reported Monday. NBC News reported that. citing 2 current senior U.S. officials and 1 former senior administration official. Even their people are saying that it did this. It's just sad.
Well, like you said, we called it the night of.
Yeah, because it was obvious. I mean,
Yep.
shit, the audience was mostly calling it too. According to the report, China was able to control the balloons so it could make multiple passes over some of the sites, including flying figure-8 formations and transmitting intelligence back to China in real time. That intelligence was mostly electric signals from weapon systems or communications from the base personnel, the officials told NBC News.
This is part of what we talked about, though. Well, it's not doing... How do you know? It's so easy to transmit signals these days.
Yeah. One of the guys that was on, I think it was Tucker Carlson tonight, because I was watching this with my parents, and he said something to the effect of what they could do is take information they're picking up, like cell phone signals, and determine where people are located on the base.
Mm-hmm.
And use that information to figure out how people are communicating and who is in chain of command. Because you can start tracking who's calling who and on through the list. You know, like Bob calls Steve to get approval for something, and Steve has to call Phil because that's his superior. And you can start to figure out who's who and pick up the cell phone numbers, maybe decode some text messages. Maybe they're on TikTok and they could just steal all their information.
Danger says people have access to the world in a phone. This was always a bullshit narrative. Of course.
Yeah.
They made it sound, oh, it's just a balloon. This fucking thing should have been shot down immediately, as soon as we saw it. And we talked about, they're talking about the figure 8. We talked about the fact that they have this technology where they can actually move balloons around like that. They have little propellers on them.
Yeah, the maneuverability.
And we saw the U.S. has the ability to hold a balloon in place just by, what was it? Just altering how much air is in it or something like that, and they could hold it actually in place.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just a balloon. Like it's the fucking 1800s or something.
Yeah, everybody acts like balloon technology can't, like a balloon can't hold technology. Stuff is smaller and lighter now. You could go asymmetrical like this and bypass apparently everything.
Yep.
The balloon first entered U.S. airspace over the Aleutian Island chain in Alaska on January 28th and allegedly entered Canada before re-entering the U.S. over Idaho on January 31st and flying over Malmstrom Air Force Base, home of U.S. nuclear assets.
Wonder what they were looking at.
Yeah, I wonder maybe they were trying to get some launch codes or something. The balloon first entered U.S. airspace over Alaska on January 28th, according to the Biden administration, which said it was tracking it as it moved. Within the next, I don't know why you didn't shoot it down then. Within the next 4 days, the balloon was flying over Montana, specifically the Air Force Base where the U.S. stores nuclear assets. You said that twice. The balloon was not shot down until February 4th after it had made the several-day journey across the United States and potentially over sensitive military sites and exited over South Carolina to the Atlantic Ocean. President Joe Biden claimed he ordered it shot down on February 1st, but that military officials recommended said the risk from potential debris was too high. That's a great sentence.
I am the president of the United States. I am the commander in chief. You shoot that fucking thing down now.
Yep. Or you're fired. And then I'm going to hold you on charges. However, Bloomberg reported on February 4th, that the Biden administration had hoped to hide its existence from the public so as not to ruin Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's planned trip to Beijing.
Yep.
I think Bloomberg's right on that.
Yeah, the timing on that is pretty, because they didn't come out and talk about it until they were forced to.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks to that local Montana journalist who caught this thing. Yep. Otherwise, nobody would have fucking said anything. The current and former officials told NBC News China could have gathered much more intelligence if the Biden administration did not move around potential targets and obscure the balloon's ability to pick up their electronic signals by stopping them from broadcasting or emitting signals. Bullshit. Why would they linger so long over these places if they weren't getting anything? The balloon had a self-destruct mechanism, but officials were unsure why it was not used because they were like, "Oh, we're going to keep doing this." Why would they stop?
By the time that we let it get all the way across the country. It was going out to the Atlantic.
Yeah. Which again, I maintain that this is done intentionally because a lot of our politicians and upper echelon people are bought and paid for by China.
I agree with you.
China claimed the balloon had gone astray once it was made public. Yeah, right. Once it was made public, the balloon reportedly sped up in an attempt to get out of U.S. airspace, according to the report. Nobody believes that. A February Convention of States Project Trafalgar Group poll showed the majority of respondents thought the Biden administration mishandled the incident at 63.4%. That's it. It was gathering info real time, and they did nothing about it. So there you go.
Move some assets around. They parked a Jeep over on the left instead of the right, Jack.
Yeah, what do you fucking do?
There was no reason not to shoot this thing down as soon as it hit Alaska. There's no reason not to shoot it down as soon as it came back in through Idaho. There's no reason this should not have been shot down. And that nonsense. It's in fucking Idaho. Oh, if we shoot it down, it might hit some people. Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, in Montana, seriously. But again, if you're bought and paid for by China, you're going to let that go. And we look at all the stuff they've done to benefit China. They've repealed the tariffs. They've sold them stockpiles of our strategic oil reserve, something that never goes bad, and we kind of need. They let this balloon fly over and gather all kinds of intelligence. They let them insult our leadership to their faces in Alaska.
Yep.
Anybody that thinks that our politicians don't work for the fucking Chinese, I don't know what to tell you. I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Yeah, I just looked up. You know what the population density of Montana is?
Not high, a couple million.
Just under 6 or just under 7 people for every square mile of land.
Wow.
I'm fairly certain they could have found some where they could have shot this fucking thing down.
Yeah.
Wonder what it is for Idaho. Let's see, shall we?
Oh, it's got to be even. I would actually say it's probably slightly higher, but it's more mountainous. I don't know.
I'm trying to find. The other one was really easy to find. This one's a lot harder to find. I don't care about that. Density, 21 people per square mile. So yeah, Montana would be the place to shoot this thing down.
Yeah.
You know where our nuclear base is that they hovered over.
Did figure 8s.
For fuck's sake. Ah.
Yeah, you couldn't shoot it down over Alaska. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
I know a lot of you in the audience were on board with us. I just want to point out that we did call this. We told you at the time that it would be, they're like, they couldn't collect. No, We're like, that's bullshit. So once again, Jack, we're out in front. We are the best news source on the planet.
Yeah, that's called common sense.
We are the most accurate news source on the planet.
Just ask us.
Hey, we've been wrong occasionally, but it is few and far between, and certainly better than any of the networks out there.
Yeah, well, they seem to have like a low IQ requirement.
All right, with that, we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna play a video game. What day is this? This is Monday, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Monday. I think we're gonna finally Hogwarts Legacy, because I do want to get that one done.
You cut out on me. You're gonna finally what?
Finish up Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know why my internet's being such a bitch right now.
I don't know. It might be mine now.
No, it's me. It's been doing it all show. You've been roboting to me, and nobody said anything in chat, so I know it's on my end.
I blame Steam.
I don't have it open. I blame the fact that my name is Frank.
It's the lack of famous Franks that's keeping you down.
It is. It is what is doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming by and hanging out with us tonight. We really do appreciate all the support you guys give us. Hit that like button on your way out. If you're watching this later, please hit that like button. It still helps us out. Do that for all of your favorite creators, not just our show. You can donate when we're not here. Speaking of donations, thank you so much for those of you who did so during the show. We really, really appreciate all the support for that. Jack, anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop some links to cool stuff in the chat. But thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you for coming out and supporting us all the time. We really do like seeing you guys here. And hope you get well soon, Eagle.
Anonymous Gamer says, already finished Hogwarts Legacy. Trust me, it's worth it. I've already finished it too. I finished it off stream the third or fourth day it was out. I don't remember exactly. I was dying to play that game, Jack. But I want to finish it for the audience. I want to finish it so I can have it over on the YouTube channel. And it's just kind of been hanging there. We got like one, maybe two. I think I'll just do a long episode and finish the damn thing tonight. If, everything works. Twitch.tv/rantingmonkey will be over there in just a little while. Thank you guys for coming, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
We would have a higher YouTube rank if my parents hadn't have named me